time.
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Draft Spectacular Day, Thursday, April 27, 2023. This sports program starts now. DSD. That's right, it is Draft Spectacular Day. It is a celebration around here. New dreams will be coming true this evening as 31 guys will be drafted to the National Football League. Woo! We'll be watching alongside everybody else right here live from the Thunderdome. It'll be a family affair. Damn near everybody's here. We got big-time giveaways, surprises, guests, convos, and probably some reactions to things that happen that we could never guess. All the mock drafts are out. We'll debut Mitt's mock draft to compete against the other mock drafts, and we'll be able to see what teams are thinking about doing for the future. Now, there's a couple mock drafts coming out that have some crazy shit popping off.
Yep.
Daniel Jeremiah at Move the Sticks, the man who did the combine alongside Rich Eisen, will be doing the draft tonight alongside Rich Eisen. He has come out and said, you know what? Houston Texans, number 2 overall pick, C.J. Stroud, like we've been saying all along.
Oh.
Okay, all the other bullshit. And then at 3, guess what? Houston Texans again, Will Anderson. Yeah. They're going to package their other picks, trade up to 2 and to 3. Daniel Jeremiah has a big fucking brain. He's been a scout for, I think, the Ravens and the Eagles.
Yep.
He is basically known as the next Mike Mayock, right? That he is filling in Mike Mayock's position at NFL Network. The previous person who did what he did obviously goes to be a GM in football. He's saying there's a chance the Texans go 2-3.
Wow.
What an electrifying evening that would be to be a Texans fan and for us to watch along. Nobody has a fucking clue what's going to take place tonight. Pete Schrager said that one insider told him that this is the most unpredictable draft of all time. Might have been Rappaport that reported that, but everybody seemingly reporting the same thing. Tonight could be a clusterfuck, and we can't wait.
Hell yeah.
Everybody's here. It's going to be a great day here at the Thunderdome. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and Pac-Man Jones filling in for our guy Ty Schmidt yet again.
Yeah.
Pac, you look fantastic over there.
Thank you, brother.
But I think I speak for everybody. We missed the shit out of Ty.
Yeah.
You know, Ty is still battling that double ear infection. Ty is still battling against whatever infection decided to attack his beautiful head. That beautiful brain that is needed for Draft Spectacular Day is still in it. It is a countdown is on.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
On how Ty's doing. Ty's battling this thing. Ty's taking his Dayquil, his NyQuil. He's taking all his other vitamins. He's taking his shots. He's saying his prayers. He's keeping it positive. He's doing everything. We need him tonight. And what I'm hearing is it's close.
I heard he's doubtful, probably.
GTD or just like the trade at the number 3 overall pick. I think, it's one of those things where he's just mulling it over. We got to just take our time and let it happen.
Diana Rossini did report this morning that the Cardinals are mulling over multiple teams' interest in a trade for the number 3 overall pick. That is what the Texans are going to do, is what Daniel Jeremiah says. Other teams have the Tennessee Titans going up there to get a quarterback. It is going to be bananas tonight. And one half of the hammer, Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here, looking great on DSD.
Thank you. I
Happy DSD.
Happy DSD.
Hell yeah. You love the draft, always have. You're like the friend in our group that has loved the draft since nobody else really understood why you love the draft. It is electrifying.
It is electrifying. It's in the air. You can just kind of feel it.
Oh, it's palpable.
It is palpable. We have some draft odds movement. Bryce Young's now minus 5,000 going number 1. I think that's pretty much obvious. Just before the show, Will Anderson moved to minus 250 to go number 2.
What?
Oh.
And then C.J. Stroud's the favorite at 3, and Will Levis is the favorite to go number 4 with potential to your Indianapolis Colts.
6'4", 230, got shredded, got a cannon. Okay, I watched the Omaha productions on him. You know what? Well, welcome to the team, if that's the case.
Sure.
If this is what Chris Ballard thinks that we need to have to win, cool, I'm with it. Now, if he doesn't and they don't, Will's going to get booed out of the building.
Yeah, but
I do feel like there's a chance that could happen. But I'm in on the Will train. I'm in on C.J. Stroud. Anthony Richardson, shit, he might go 2 overall. Nobody has a clue what's going to happen.
Will's definitely a Hall of Famer. Peyton Manning's, the Mannings as a whole, I believe. I don't know. I know Archie. I know.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Eli,
Cooper.
I know Cooper. I don't know if little Arch gets a pick or not, but Will's been signed off on, so you're good to go.
The Manning family has actually signed off on Will Levis to Jim Irsay and team. We think he'll be a great quarterback in the NFL. I'll tell you what, that team, that family knows great NFL quarterback.
They know ball throwers.
Well, they're originally going to sign off on C.J. Stroud, but he skipped their pass academy allegedly.
Well, we don't know if that's real.
Well, we know he skipped it. Do we know if did he go or not?
He definitely went. Yeah, they filmed him. They did a full thing. Yeah.
CJ didn't commit, so you can't skip something you don't commit to.
Well,
correct. There.
Good point. Well, you
And ladies and gentlemen, joining us on stage, great to see you live. Be a massive part of tonight's Draft Spectacular. Excited to see what you do tonight during the Draft Spectacular. Host of the Man to Man podcast and everything DB, Darius J. Buthers.
Great day.
Also the host of In the Trenches, a man who is a Super Bowl champion player coach. Yes, he's Jockey Moon of football. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Baltimore Ravens, the Indianapolis Colts, the Baltimore Ravens, the Arizona Cardinals, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ladies and gentlemen, A.Q. Shipley.
Let's go.
Was that the proper transactions?
I think so. I think you said Baltimore twice. It's really Indy twice, but
No, didn't you get traded back to Baltimore?
no, just once.
Really? Yeah. I thought you do-si-do.
Indy, Baltimore, Indy, Arizona.
Oh.
I didn't know Pittsburgh. I didn't know you put
Drafted.
on home. Okay.
What round?
Shitbird.
Seventh round.
What pick?
226.
Oh, wow.
What pick were you?
222.
There it is.
Same draft. AQ and I had just met each other months before that at the ESPN College Football Awards show.
That's right.
And we had heard of each other, obviously, from the same town. We've heard of each other. Two different schools, though, two different conferences, two different worlds. And whenever we had a chance to be around each other, we just fucking shut the city down.
We did it. We did it.
We were the only people out. They had checklist people, right? He won an award. I was a finalist for an award. Ray guy didn't give me his award.
Ray.
I should have. I should have won. Out of the people that were there, I should have won. But they had a checklist, somebody waiting for us as we get back to the hotel.
Yeah.
And we were obviously the last two in. Assholes, two kids out of Pittsburgh had to do that. And ever since then, we've been friends. But whenever you came to Indianapolis, I was pumped for you. Those transactions are crazy, though. D-Butt was drafted second round, right?
Yep.
Second round to the New England Patriots. Yep. That's a massive ordeal. Did you know they were going to draft you? Did you have a good feeling? And what was the interview process with Bill Belichick before the draft?
It was great. Him, Nick Caserio, who's GM now in Houston, they actually ran my pro day. And obviously I went to college up there in Connecticut, which was pretty close. So we knew they were high on me going into the draft, and I was one of those late first, early second kind of guys.
They told you that exactly where you were going to be?
That's what my agent told me at the time.
Aren't those projections sometimes completely wrong, right?
Usually they're kind of on point. They pretty much know. I'm sure Pac knew, in the general area where he was going, and I knew, once it's usually who goes. Cool. How the board is, right? Vontae was the number one corner in the draft, and he got some trouble with the combine. Malcolm was another corner, but they didn't know if he was going to play safety or not. So I was kind of like that second corner, and Malcolm didn't go to a 14. Vontae didn't go to a 25, so I ended up getting pushed out. Patriots traded back and drafted, who we got? Chung, Vollmer, Ron Brace, God rest his soul, and me, in all second rounders.
Okay, so that was your start into the league. Yep. They told you were going to be a late first, early second rounder. Cowboys told me they were going to draft me. They did not. Did anybody tell you, AQ, waiting 226 picks?
No, I wish that must be really cool to know when you're going. It's pretty cool.
Hey, that's what I was saying to these people because they talk about. They'd say like, Aaron Rodgers dropped 20-some picks. It's like, what a tough
I dropped
day.
3 fucking days. I remember
free falling.
Russ Grimm was the offensive line coach.
Yes.
Legendary offensive lineman, right? So he's the O-line coach of the Arizona Cardinals. He called me the day before the draft. He's like, love you on tape. Love your talent. Maybe first round talent. Maybe.
Whoa. Arms.
There's a solid possibility you don't even get fucking drafted tomorrow. But nobody, it doesn't matter. Just get in a camp. These GMs, they hate your arm length. That's all he said. And I was like, all right, I just got to get in somewhere.
Yeah, and if you get in the building, everybody's kind of treated the same, except for the first rounders or second rounders. They're going to get more opportunities than everybody else. But at the end of the day, I think, sports has remained. If you can play, you'll find a home, and they will pay you if you can figure out the NFL. You did just that. Tonight, you'll be breaking down some trenches, huh?
Ooh, let's go. O-line and D-line.
I cannot wait.
Both.
Possible reenactments, right, Tone? That's what we landed for?
Yeah, I believe that was the easiest way to go about the night because you know what? I mean, if you're trying to do an offensive lineman film breakdown, unless you're getting the plays from him and you're seeing the all-22 and stuff like that, it's hard to find plays to break down. So best thing we could do, kind of like what's your A&E, maybe like a murder mystery channel.
Oh, okay.
Sure,
this is a reenactment.
Piece
That's
it
kind of what we're going to
drunk.
Yeah, we haven't even thought about that. That's a good idea. Maybe we put a little music behind. as he's reenacting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be perfect.
You're going to be sweating.
Straight theater. Let's go.
No, it's going to be a fun night tonight.
Can't
I
wait.
feel like we got every kind of position covered.
Yeah, and a few other things, too. Some of the stuff
By
going
far
on
the
here.
most we are doing for a draft spectacular ever.
Also, the most amount of space we've ever had.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you shouldn't have this much space. You know what I mean? When you have this much space, look how bare the walls still are. Okay, certainly we should have got this decorated or whatever.
We'll get there.
We should get some sort of something somewhere. But all I think about is like, all right, how can we use this space to be absolutely ridiculous? And I'll tell you what, I think we figured it out.
100%.
I think we figured it out for tonight. I'm very pumped for a couple of the things we got coming through here this evening.
Yeah, people are probably right now watching thinking like, okay, they might be doing, this or that. You don't know what we're doing. And if you keep thinking about it, you're not going to guess it. No. So just wait and enjoy the show when it comes.
Really? I don't know. I think some people would think to themselves, what is something those dumbasses would do in that Thunderdome? And then something would pop their mind. And then maybe they go like, nah, no way. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's the thought.
No
that we're
chance.
doing.
No chance they would think of what you're doing.
All right, well, hopefully not, because it would be a good surprise. We're just trying to have a good time while we watch the draft. The draft is kind of taking over all the conversation, but there's another storyline that literally just broke a couple of days ago that is massive. Aaron Rodgers is officially a New York Jet, and he has officially thrown a football. Yeah. Listen to this.
Ooh.
In New York Jet gear.
Wow.
On New York Jet territory.
It's real.
To who? Alan Lazard, rocking the Adidas shoes. I got an Adidas deal. Nike can pay for the shirt, the shorts, and even the fucking socks, but the shoes are mine. Aaron looks in incredible shape. Huh?
Whoa. Oh, God. MVP.
This is off-season throw right here. This is one of the first we've seen from this month in the calendar year for years now. And he said he'll be here for the duration of the OTAs. He can't wait to get in there. Robert Saleh said he's barefoot in the meeting room right now. I think he's getting pretty comfortable. We don't know if he's grounding or if he just doesn't wear socks and he's making himself comfortable. He has to, and while he's throwing that, that's the first time some people in that building that work for the Jets are seeing him throw a football live, right?
Yeah.
So like you think about like the chef or like anybody else that maybe hasn't been on the road, ticket people, whatever is in that office that he is going to see on a day-to-day basis, new friends of his potentially, people that he's going to see. That's their first time. I wonder if there was any like, hey, welcome to the fucking show, from Aaron. And I think that is what that rebirth thought, like having to go to a new place, reprove yourself, even if you're 38, 39 years old and people are already saying you're the best ball thrower of all time. That's what I saw from that small little video there, but I can be a little bit overdramatic. Pac, what did you see from that thing there?
I think the same thing. You got to realize everybody that's been there for the last 10 years have had bums at quarterback. I'm sorry. They all been bums. You haven't had no future Hall of Famer. You have not had a guy that's won a championship, that has been MVP of the league multiple times. This is a good day for the guys that's been up there reading the newspaper, that's typing the shit and never seen really good talent in the fucking building as far as being a quarterback. It's got to be a good coffee and just sitting back and enjoying the show.
Darius, you had to go. Obviously, I saw it happen in Indianapolis. Same thing with you, AQ. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. D, but do you feel like you have to reprove yourself? Like to the room, to the coaches? Is it like that first day on the job feel is something that people hope they can bottle? Like, hey, every day you're here, I want you to act like it's your first day on the job. Why? Because your first day on the job, you don't know what you don't know. Right. You don't hate anybody. And you're also trying to prove yourself, seemingly. Was it like that whenever you showed up in Indy? Because I feel like you dropped in and caught on very quick with everybody.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely got to prove yourself in that new locker room. Now, obviously, Aaron, like we just mentioned, first ballot Hall of Fame, one of the best ball throwers ever. But you come into a new city, to Pac's point, that quarterback position, especially our draft, they went up and drafted Sanchez, top 5.
Hey, they won.
Made some runs. Made some runs, but never really got over the hump. Then you had Darnold, and now it looks like a swing and a miss with Wilson. But I think it's a win-win for them, for the Packers, and then even Zach Wilson. Shit, now he get a chance to sit behind the guy he was, drafted to be. You're in the meat room with him, practicing against that great defense. So, shit, when Aaron Rodgers gets up out of there, maybe he can be that guy that can step in and be a player.
Yeah, osmosis, you hope he gets better. I saw a quote.
He got to get better.
Has to. Osmosis.
I sure hope so.
Just being around something, you would think something would.
Or not. He might not get better.
Yeah, there's people I guess that just suck. Yeah, and he doesn't suck. I'm just saying, at learning. I was very lucky to be around Adam Vinatieri. When I was around Adam Vinatieri, I was watching what that motherfucker was doing everywhere. Off the field, on the field, in practice, rehab, prehab, everything. It's like, okay, this is what success looks like in a similar position to me. Zach could do that with Aaron Rodgers easily.
Yeah, but see, for you, I'm sure it's probably the same. It's only certain motherfuckers that you would have respected like that to learn from, right?
Yes.
So like Zach Wilson, you're the number 2 overall pick. It's only certain people that you're going to come in and be like, okay, I'm going to really just watch everything this dude do. Same thing with him. Vinatieri was a GOAT at that point. Aaron Rodgers, not in that same breath, it's like a Brady or something like that, but he's up, especially with Zach Wilson. That's probably the guy he looked up to his whole life.
Yeah, MVP Flacco. He didn't learn shit.
Well, see, that's what he's saying.
Footsteps, that's different.
That's
Different
exactly
animal.
what he was bringing. He didn't say Flacco's name there, but he was saying like Zach Wilson probably didn't respect Flacco. That's what you were saying.
Won 2 MVPs when Zach Wilson was in college.
$100 million deal.
Like,
Joe Flacco, you're a former teammate of old Joe Flacco. Good guy, big fan
Love
of
Flacco.
But to your point, though, yes, I can see how a number 2 overall pick or whatever the case Zach Wilson is, the way he views himself, another humbling experience, but he gets to learn from him. And that's a big-time deal. I think that will help Zach Wilson in the long term. I saw a quote. It was on a Pro Football Focus's tweet.
Oh, yeah, I seen it.
Was that real or not real?
That was a real quote, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's going to make my life hell in practice, and I'm going to make his life heaven off the field. This is via Ari Mirov. Pro Football Focus had a thing like that. That's because Zach Wilson was asked about a veteran quarterback coming in, and he said he was going to make that person's life hell every day in practice or whatever on the field. Relax, Zach, okay? Love that you said that.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about right here.
Relax, Zach. Can't have it. But I do like that Aaron knew that happened, addressed it publicly to tell Zach, like, hey, we're all good here, and he's going to make his life heaven off the field. He's going to show him how to watch film, show him what to do. This is all good stuff.
Plus, I believe they're both in like the same age for dating pools. So when they go out on the town in New York City, they're looking for like the same age of woman. So I think that's going to help them off field too.
What's that for? What's the
Cougar? I think they call him.
Well, that would be who is going after Zach. Zach is going the other way. So I don't know what that's called. But him, I think they're getting along great.
I think they'll be friends. And, if he's already barefoot in there, he's very comfortable.
He's probably going to take him to like a sweet bathhouse like Viggo Mortensen and Eastern Promises where they're fighting with their dongs.
Hold on, over there in New York, I don't know if they're fighting with dongs out, but there is a lot of those bathhouses over there in New York.
Yeah.
A lot of those things.
They're sweet, too.
That is what I pictured, too. I pictured like Rodgers and Zach Wilson, maybe a montage put together, them driving around the city. They go to a bathhouse first. They're cracking around, making jokes.
So much fun.
Whirl up the towels.
Oh, that was a little hard.
Yeah, then they go to like a nice little Italian restaurant for lunch. They're just kind of hanging out, doing cool stuff, and then boom, it takes a turn, and they're just going, wheeling and dealing every MILF in the greater New York City area. That's what I see. Yeah. That's what I thought that he was talking about. Heaven.
I did not know that's where that was headed, but I don't know. We don't know if that's happening.
I'm not sure.
We do know that they will connect on a greater level because it seems like every teammate Aaron has gotten along with, even though there's been 2 of them that have been on the media for like 30 years saying the complete opposite.
Yes.
But he might have grown, he might have changed, and Zach Wilson can do the same. Joining us now is a man who is, his status has not changed for the last like 3 decades.
Nope.
You're talking about the face of NFL Network, one of the faces of the NFL. Tonight, he'll be hosting the draft like he hosts everything else that the NFL does. He does a fantastic job, the ever-entertaining and host of the Rich Eisen Show, Rich Eisen.
Yeah!
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. What's up, Pat? How have you been?
Hey, I'm great, man. Jog my memory here. You're a Jets fan, right? Big day. Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
We're happy. We're very happy, Rich.
Oh, this is a great day and a great time. I am fired up big time. I am very, very excited. The Jets 48 hours ago did not have a seat at the AFC table for real. Now they do. I just love seeing him wing it in the Jets. It's weird though. I gotta be honest. It's odd. It's just odd seeing him, in something other than Green Bay and seeing him wear a Jets, logo. It's really odd. And all of us Jet fans are looking for the trapdoor to open up. And I'm not going to be one of those guys. I'm fired up. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. He can be the toast of New York City if everything works out, and I hope that does happen.
I mean, isn't he like the most hilariously perfect person for that to be, though, too? Like him with being this hippie, right? He's a hippie. We all
exactly.
I think that's what I've kind of gathered. Now he has shorter hair. You know, he's kind of doing his thing.
Looks nice.
But he is very much like, hey, let's all get along. I'm gonna do my own stuff for my mental health. I'm gonna be here. He's barefoot in the facility already. So him being like the toast of New York City would be so perfect. Like, yeah, it would seemingly make too much sense. They have to win a Super Bowl though, Rich. We're winning a Super Bowl now. You said you're sitting at the AFC table. That table's big. Now, there's some big plates at that table. Yeah. There's a lot of stars in there in the AFC. This is the most lopsided I think the NFL has been, AFC, NFC for a while, seemingly in the AFC's favor there. But it's a tough road over there in the AFC. We got to win though. We got to win a Super Bowl, right?
That's why the Jets had to take this swing. I mean, that's why they had to do this, because when you've got Mahomes and Allen and Burrow making the Final Four 2 straight years, and it gives you the sense that there's only one more seed at that particular part of the table when things get really, really tight. And 2 years ago, that seat was Tannehill's, and last year it was Trevor Lawrence's. Why can't it be Aaron Rodgers? I mean, this is a better team than the one that Favre strolled into in 2008.
Allegedly.
I gotta say, no. I gotta say, it is a better team. They got younger kids, they got young Turks, and they got a coach who I think is ready to roll with them. I think Rodgers is he's in better shape. I know. I got the allegedly part. My bad. I'm talking now. You know, am I being deposed?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Rich. That's what I'm watch your ass, Rich. You don't need to.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's been tough too with all this that's happening, by the way, with the Jets and the Packers. It's been tough for us.
Your Honor, I think I have evidence on my side to show that the Jets are currently better than the 2008 version.
Right. Hey, listen, maybe.
And I now may step down. So I am fired up. I really am genuinely excited. I don't remember the last time the Jets could be construed as the hottest ticket in New York City, and they will be. I mean, you look at their schedule, they play the AFC West, the NFC East in their own division, and it's going to be amazing. We were talking the other day, maybe it's Jets at Cowboys first Sunday night. Rodgers trying to stick it to the star one more time, now wearing green for the Jets. And that's where he took on the Cowboys. I remember on a Saturday night game when it was going to be Romo versus Favre, and Rodgers came in and lit it up. And I remember all of us saying that this kid from Cal's pretty damn good. So,
and that was when when the big bald human babies were swinging on that swinging on those things. My hero, what a hero. Yeah, Scott Stapp. That night, Scott Stapp said something to Aaron while they were walking off the field in warm-ups beforehand. Like there was some rehearsal going on or something like that. You know that gif where the big human man baby is swinging on that thing at the Cowboys Stadium? Allegedly, if I'm remembering.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
you do.
I remember that.
That was the same night that he went in there, and Chris Collinsworth, like first play, goes, when he's going crazy, and there's people, I don't even know how much. There it is. There it is, big man, baby. Yeah, you exactly what I said. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but allegedly,
I remember that now.
That was the night that Aaron went in when Brett got hurt, and Aaron said he remembered Scott Stapp saying something to him and thinking, "Oh, tonight seems like a little bit of a different night or whatever." He goes in, lights it up. Chris Collinsworth, first play, goes, "This is gonna be quite a fall off." And now he's the fucking Jets quarterback in 2023, and their odds get much better to win a Super Bowl. It's a beautiful thing. Let's talk about the draft happening tonight. I know you're very busy. You're going to be on television a lot here over the next couple of days. We are pumped to watch you, pal.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still get excited about the draft? Do you still get pumped up?
I do. I appreciate you saying that, since I know you're going to take half of my audience.
No. We all watch you. We watch you.
Okay.
We're in the phone.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because, I am fired up. It is the most unpredictable draft I can remember. This is draft 19 for me. Long time. I cannot recall a time where anybody could trade up, anybody could trade down. We think we know the first overall pick. I think it is Bryce Young. I would be stunned if it's anybody else. But then after that, it is on. And I just walked, I like when now that the draft is in different cities, I like walking to the draft if I can. I like walking through the the front door of the draft as fans are going to be walking through.
Hell yeah.
And yesterday I walked the path that fans are going to be walking tonight in Kansas City. You walk through and there's this large area that leads up to the World War I Memorial and Museum. And on top of this iconic spot in Kansas City, this museum, they've built the red carpet for the prospects to show up. And then on the other side of it is this huge lawn where the Chiefs have been holding their Super Bowl parade speeches. And then after that, there's the draft stage right in front of this train station that's framed by the skyline of Kansas City. They're expecting about 150,000 people tonight. It's going to be lit.
Damn. Hilarious.
I can't wait. I feel the energy, when I walk into a draft city, and they're like, the heartland of this country is not used to having a draft within drivable distance from Nebraska, Oklahoma, Wyoming, South
Iowa,
Dakota, and it's going to be awesome. I am fired up about it. And, I've been at it long enough where the first draft choice of the first draft I covered was Alex Smith, and Rodgers dropped all the way down to 24th that night. Now he's the Jets quarterback. And I believe the 5th pick of that night was A.J. Hawk, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I think A.J. might have been a year later.
Is that right? I thought it was 2004. Or 2006 was the first one that we did, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He might be
06 is the first one we were at. We were at that one. At any rate, I've been at it a while, and I'm fired up for tonight.
A lot of
picks. I miss
picks.
talking to you, Pat.
Hey,
I miss talking to you.
We miss you too, man. How's life? How's the show? How's everything? How's another offseason
Everything's
going?
good, brother. Everything is great. Like I said, it's all good. And I love watching you blow up like you have. You are dude, you are like the king of sports media.
Rich. Let's move along. Rich, shut up. Rich, don't need it. Dude, you are the guy, Rich. You 19 years you've been doing the draft. Don't need to hear that, okay? Don't need to hear it. All right. Let's move along.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever been on a show up against somebody else's show who also goes top rope in WrestleMania. That's never happened in
no, that's pretty sweet. Yeah,
so that's new for me. But I do miss talking to you.
We miss you too. We watch your clips though. We try to keep up as much as possible. You're a big part of our conversations in here in the morning, and obviously with draft time and any other big event, you crush it. Thank you for having me on your Sunday game. I mean, I love that show you guys run all season, man. I fucking love it.
I like getting texts from you during the show every now and then that you're out there watching, and I do like Mooch when you popped in to give Mooch the belt over Kurt Warner in one of our crazy ass segments. That was phenomenal.
Dude, I felt honored to do it. Literally, we filmed it. I filmed it right here. They were like, hey, can you get this to us by like 4 o'clock today or something like that? I'm like, yes, you got it.
Do it now.
I'm a massive fan of what you guys do over there. I think the NFL Network does good work. I think with the level of talent that you guys have, the resumes from the players, and then the amount of entertainment as well, I think you guys should be very proud of what you put together over there. And obviously, you're the first employee of the fucking place. So, I mean, that's an impressive thing you guys have built. You should be very proud.
Thanks, pal. I really appreciate it. And if you don't mind, can I mention my my Run Rich Run donation link?
Hell yeah. Hey, you could do that whenever you want. It's a great thing.
It's runrichrun.pledgeit.org. I ran my 40-yard dash a couple weeks ago at the Rose Bowl. And I'm in one piece, thankfully.
You look great.
Every dollar goes to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Every single penny to make sick kids better. And you've got a great kids hospital in Indianapolis, Peyton Manning being part of that. And there's one here in Kansas City, Children's Mercy. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is one that is associated with the NFL and my run. And, just runrichrun.pledgeit.org is whatever people want to give.
Hey, that's awesome that you've done it. It's become something that people look forward to every single combine time of the year. We have a guy in here that ran a 4.28. What did you run, D-Buck?
Combine 4.4.
What did you run, AQ?
5.1.
I never ran it. I want to let you know, you look like a guy that's running 4.21. I mean, the knee drive, you got good knee drive arm swing. I mean, it's literally... That is like what you're taught in classes. Are you training for this every year, or do you just go in there and say, fuck it?
I don't do shit, Pat. I do nothing.
I love
just
that.
Sit on my ass. And that's that's why I'm glad that I'm doing it outside of Indianapolis, because I used to run it at the end of the longest ass day at the combine.
Oh yeah.
And I would sit on a chair. I would feel every muscle in my body atrophy, and then I'd have to get out there and run it. Where all these guys who are just like running on the fast track. But yeah, man, we're running it. The piece of it of the run will be on Saturday, part of the draft. And so who ran the 4.2?
Pac-Man, Adam Pac-Man. He went number 6 overall. Yeah, it wasn't the other guy next to him.
Not me.
I'm fantastic. Pac-Man, I haven't spoken to you in forever either.
I know, man. How you doing?
I am great. 4.28? You ran a 4.28? Is that your pro day or is that the actual combine?
Pro day.
Yeah.
I ain't running combine. I had no reason.
Yeah, what do you think, Rich? What do you think this is? What do you think this is?
Player pick, Rich. You know that. We talked about that.
Yeah, what do you think this is? And then I also heard, he told us this, you'd probably know more, at the 225 test, Pac-Man just lifted it one time, put it down, and was like, I can do it, okay? Now let's move on.
Yeah.
That's all.
My favorite line, Dahn never, who I saw you had him on your show, he's one of my favorite humans. He hated always watching cornerbacks doing the 225 because as he said, it was ridiculous because he never had to put Jerry Rice across his chest and lift him.
Hey,
one of my favorite lines.
Valid statement,
Makes total sense. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So good for you, Pac-Man. That's the way you'd handle your business.
Hey, I'll tell you what, there's another guy in here who's an offensive lineman who looks at what a lot of the tests are at the combine and gets very upset. I mean, he doesn't have anything as clever as what Deion said about it. He just has to go, wait. That's pretty much what it is about a lot of that stuff. But the combine has become a spectacle, as has the draft. A lot of time on TV. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, I do, Rich. You just talked about day one and how exciting that is. And then we have Run Rich Run on Saturday. But also, one of my favorite things is that you don't hide your feelings. And when NFL Network decides to do some shenanigans on day 3 of the draft up on stage with you, you don't let your emotions hide there. You make sure you know that I don't love this. What's going on right now? Sometimes.
Yeah, the Blue Man Group really
that was a hit.
That really got you pissed.
That was jacked up, man. I wasn't expecting it, and they come on and they just took over the whole damn set. And the third day of the draft, it's kind of like, if you're still watching, bless you. I mean, it is. It's a
dream came true. A lot of dreams come true.
Yeah. Look.
We got too late. Not late.
Hey, look, I'm not denigrating it. I mean, like this year, I mean, you can't even call the last guy in the draft Mr. Irrelevant anymore after Brock Purdy.
No, we're on your side. We get it. It's boring as fuck. I mean, we don't know who any of these people are. Yeah, it's tough.
Shit, you guys talk every day 3 hours and then more so. There's an entertainment part to this whole thing. So, so me to be sitting there after a while and I'm on hour 20, my patience runs a little bit thin, but that's when you also get slap happy. I mean, we went viral back, like 7-8 years ago when viral was kind of a new thing to be.
Hell yeah.
On the draft set when a guy named Willie Beavers got drafted in Chicago. And Mayock threw to the podium for the next pick by saying he was a Beavers guy. And the entire crew just could not handle. He just started laughing and giggling. And then it was over because the kid who got drafted that we had thrown it to while giggling, his last name was Bush. We couldn't say another word after that. And the producer gets in my ear when they come back and we're all giggling that he even says to me, come on, help me out. And I'm like, I can't. Go to break. We're out. Over. Go to break. That was in Chicago. That was in Grant Park. I'll never forget that. And so
that's why that's why live TV is the best, dude. That's why live. That's why live is the best. Honestly, I understand that a lot of people don't do live. Live is the greatest. It is just, there's so much great that can happen out of nowhere. Now, you lack some things like, editing and stuff like that. Yeah. You miss out on that type of stuff. But just the aspect of live with so many different ingredients at these drafts. You got fans that are boozed up probably.
What?
You got the commissioner talking every 3 minutes. That's very abnormal. You got obviously the big embrace, the Christian Watson maybe taking him out, blowing his knee out. Big dreams come true, storylines. There's so much in there for a live moment to pop off. Like, it's beautiful. It honestly is.
It is. It is, and it just and then it doesn't stop. Then there's another pick and another pick and another pick that comes, and each one, everybody's wondering if that's the franchise altering moment for them. Like, could this possibly be the moment? Obviously, it takes some time to figure it out, but we're in this city now where, you know, their lives changed when the Chiefs decided to move up in 2018 and, you know, take Patrick Mahomes. Everything changed. Every single human being's life that is in Kansas City tonight, as Chiefs fans, their lives changed, and everybody's hoping that that will happen for them tonight. They obviously won't know until football gets played, but that's the beautiful part of the draft. It's hope. You just, you know, it starts fresh. All 32 teams are involved.
Wow.
And, you know, and dreams are made. Like, you see parents crying, kids crying. It's awesome, man.
31 teams tonight, obviously, because the Dolphins said, hey, we want your quarterback.
Actually, you know, the word for it, Pat, that the league uses is they forfeited their draft choice. So
they did. You choose to do that. Okay, you choose to call a team in the division's quarterback.
They use.
Say, hey, come on over.
They're
forfeiting, as if they just purposefully, you know what, we will just forfeit our draft choice tonight. That's a perfect use of the word.
I like Roger Goodell saying, with the decision that you chose to make, which was very egregious, and everybody else behind him, very egregious, you have, in other words, said you don't want to fucking draft anybody this year in the first round.
That's right.
You have forfeited your pick. Have a good one.
See ya.
So now we got 31. How many hours is tonight? How many hours do you think tonight's show is, Rich? Seems like a lot of action, maybe. So is that longer, shorter?
I'm on the air at 6 Central, and then as soon as this thing's over, and then Fallout Boy will hit the stage.
What?
What?
No way.
He was
tonight.
a skater boy. He said, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for her.
I don't think so.
That's Avril Lavigne.
I don't think
Shit.
so.
I don't-
Throw it away.
I don't
But
know.
it'll be, that's how it goes tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think.
Is that
it's
no?
mine.
That's the Great Escape, Foxy.
Bro, we
that
cannot.
Fall Out Boy?
Hold on. We need
Bro,
a
do y'all
Fallout
not
Boy
know the
song
song?
at some point here.
Yeah.
Does anybody in this?
Pat,
There is
sing that
25
shit, Pat.
people
Is
now.
what I
just
sang not
y'all
Fall Out
Sugar,
Boy?
we're going down swinging.
Oh, that might be
I'm
it.
being
Yeah, that is one. Checks out.
I'm cocking and pulling. We're going down,
That's Metallica.
I caused your producers to pull up a picture of Fallout Boy. That's impressive.
They were big though. Like, hey, shout out to Fall Out Boy. I can't wait. That's Pete, right?
Oh, shout out.
Guy's name's Pete.
Yeah, is that Gulak?
I think his name's Pete. These dudes are dogs, bro. Every Hollister had these motherfuckers blaring out of them. Okay, every Abercrombie and Fitch, these guys were just rocking in there. You walk in there, you smell 45 different colognes and scents, and you hear Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
So shout out to Fall. I can't wait to watch.
Ed Sheeran start with Fall Out Boy on the left.
Far left. You should hear that guy. He makes great songs.
Oh yeah, they're all the best. I love these guys.
They're gonna make bangers. How many songs are they playing tonight, Rich?
No earthly idea. I don't have the set list, Pat. I'm just focused on the first overall pick, taking it one pick at a time and hoping for the best.
Hey, stay focused. There.
Hell
Like
yeah.
that. Connor has a question for you about the draft.
Yeah, Rich, do you get the sense that there's less buzz around this draft because the GMs are kind of coming out and saying there's, less than 15 first round grades? Or do you get the sense that there's more buzz because of the fact that no one knows what the hell is going on after the alleged Bryce Young goes number one?
Let me just say something to you, and this is no disrespect to one Kenny Pickett. Last year, Kenny Pickett was the first quarterback taken 20th overall, and anything that the country really knew about him was that he had small hands and he was the dude who fake slid in college. That's it. We got 5 quarterbacks tonight, and most of them are from the SEC. One's from the Big Ten. Let's go, man. Like, let's roll. Like, this is what it's all about. Quarterbacks at the top of the draft. And then you got top-notch defenders that people have heard of. And then that kid, Bijan Robinson, I know you had him on too.
He was good.
I mean,
he was good on the show.
Good human. And he's so good. And that is part of the NFL world too, is what do you do at the running back position? There are and then there's drama at the top. Who's trading in? Who's trading out? Whoever says, screw the whole blue chip conversation. I don't care. Like, this is really very, very buzzy as far as I'm concerned, certainly based on what we saw last year. I will take any draft with quarterbacks at the top, quarterbacks that everybody's seen play on Saturday, and some mystery as to who's going to go where and who could trade up. And Belichick's in the mix potentially to trade up.
Ooh.
Who knows? I love it.
Are you given more information than us? What do you get to interview anybody, or are you just keeping up with all the insiders?
I'm just keeping up, just, doing the job every day. And
as the host, I didn't know if they gave you more shit or not. No.
No, I don't. By the way, I'm off of Twitter. I'm not on. I stay off. I want to be surprised, by everything that goes on.
Oh, really?
On the page. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't want to know. I don't.
Wow.
I find out as soon as it comes out of the commissioner's mouth. Every time.
Hey, that's talent, Rich. Hey, you got talent, Rich.
Go, Rich.
This guy's got talent. This guy's got a
like
brain. Look at him. He's out here doing it. Rich, I love that. That is not normal in your position. You know that.
I only know how I can do it, and that's the way we do it. We're all off of Twitter. I mean, Mayock never was on Twitter to begin with, but even Daniel taking Mayock's spot when Mayock left to go do the GMing of the Raiders. We're all off of Twitter. We are not on it. We don't know it, and we just wanted to be surprised, just like everyone else, when there's a trade, when something's happening. And that's the whole beautiful part about it. If you're going to continue watching this draft as a television and entertainment show, which it is, then I'm there for it.
Pac-Man has a question for you, Rich.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought that what he just said.
Yeah, pretty impressive, Rich. Hey, Rich, you got a brain. 19 years into this thing, you haven't lost it at all. You smoke dope? You smoke dope, Rich?
Yeah. Right now? You mean in this room?
No, ain't ever. Do you?
I mean, have I ever in my life?
No, you get what I'm saying. Like, are you?
Not before tonight. No, not before tonight, Pat.
Oh, okay. You're in California out there, though, right? Well, I guess you live out there. You're in Kansas City now, but you live in California. I can see how that habit could develop quickly. They deliver that shit in.
I don't know, Pat. I don't know if it would be a good look for the lead guy of the NFL Network to stroll in and out of a dispensary. I just don't know if that would be a good look for me. Would it?
You never know.
Great look. Personally, I think it would be a great look. I mean, you might have different answers on the other side, but I don't know. Living in California, I feel like that's like you live out here, you get great weather.
What?
You get this shit delivered to your house every single day. It just makes you happier. Okay. Then you just go live your life. That is, I'm proud of you. You got a good brain. Good brain. Pac has something for you there, Rich.
Since you don't know what the teams are doing, how do you rank this talent in this draft compared to the last 20 drafts that you have done?
What do you mean? How would I rate just overall?
Just the talent in this draft class compared to, I would say.
I honestly, I'm not really an all 22 guy. I just read what I read and hear what I hear and watched college football just like everyone else, And so I would say folks believe if, let's just say, next year's quarterbacks were in this year's draft, Bryce Young might crack the top 3. I mean, that's what everyone's talking about next year with Caleb Williams and Drake May. And there's no tanking in football, really, when it comes to the players on a Sunday or a Saturday or a Thursday.
Amen. I mean, say it louder.
Front offices might tank by taking players away.
Amen.
But when toe meets ball, everybody still balls out and goes hunts.
Hell yeah.
But I wouldn't say that this is if it's better than last year. I would say that. Based on from what I'm seeing and hearing.
So I think
the reason it comes out in a wash. I know it sounds like a cop out. It takes 3 to 5 years to figure out what a draft is. Anyway,
we agree completely. That's why the draft spectacular is what it is. Because I mean, we're forcing D-Butts tonight to make Hall of Fame comparisons to all of these guys, and that's what everybody does because of what you talked about earlier with the hope and the optimism. And this could be everybody could be like they were acting like it was breaking news. Anthony Richardson said he plans on making it to Hall of Fame. It's like every motherfucker that goes in the first round is planning on making it to the Hall of Fame, even if it was a kicker that was taken in the first round trying to make it to Hall of Fame. And the fans are hoping that they do as well. It's a beautiful thing. But you're right, 5 years, 3 years, there's a lot of time to judge whether or not somebody's a great draft pick and who got screwed and who didn't.
Right. And the same thing goes for trades. Like everybody's evaluating the Rodgers, Jets, Packers trade right now and who had leverage and who didn't. Jets gave up too much, all of that. And then let's see how it plays out. Because again, let's just use the trade for Matthew Stafford, the Rams and the Lions, for instance. At the time, people are like, really? They traded all that for Matthew Stafford? They gave up all those first-round picks for a guy who's never won a playoff game? Really? Is that what they're doing? So that was the evaluation first blush. And then tonight, when the Lions are on the clock using the Rams pick 6th overall, some people will be like, what a terrible trade that was. They lost that first-round pick. But maybe if we asked anybody, evaluate the trade on the night of the Super Bowl that the Rams won.
In LA.
Damn straight.
Crazy.
Like they'll be staring like the Rams when they'll be when the Lions are 6th on the clock, they'll be staring at that beautiful trophy in the case and going, we're good.
This is what we traded. This is what we traded for that pick that they're taking right there, probably on Jalen Carter if he's not taken by that point, because MCDC has already said something about him, even though we have no idea who's telling the truth and who's not.
Right.
We're a big believer. If you win a Super Bowl, you won. Like we are, because that's especially in LA. Think about the Rams in LA with the Chargers coming there, Super Bowl in LA, like winning, that is massive, especially with LA people. No offense. LA people were probably looking for a team to be a fan of because the NFL is fun. They become football fans. A team is back in LA. Like, let's just pick a team. Which team are we going to pick? Oh, the one that won the biggest fucking game of all time in our city. Like,
Smart.
That is a good business. That is a good business decision. Last one here for you about the draft from D-Butt.
Yes, sir. Rich, I know you've been doing this a long, long time, but do you have a favorite draft memory that kind of sticks out, above all the other ones?
Favorite draft memory?
Either on the, obviously.
Does it involve a draft choice or us on the
It can be anything. The city, the pick, anything.
No restrictions.
Okay. Favorite city draft was Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was Pat. You were part of that. That was a big part of your ascension to your current role in our world in sports media business.
Bro, 250,000 people allegedly out there.
Dude,
Nuts.
That was epic, to use the phrase. It was epic.
You put me over, though. I appreciate it. You and Charles Davis both. Appreciate you guys.
But you also, you had a perspective I didn't have. You staring down Lower Broadway. Look at that shot, man. That was unbelievable.
Just a little promo work.
Nashville should get this event once every 3. It should be like in a rotation of the Super Bowl. Just that was nuts, and that was a hell of a spot. I loved it. That's my favorite draft setup in city in doing. Other than being a native New Yorker and doing it in Radio City Music Hall for all those years, that was great. And being there when the Jets traded up for Sanchez. That was a big draft moment. Drew Pearson coming out and giving the Eagles fans a bunch of shit was a lot of fun too. That was great. And then on the set in Philadelphia too, that on the Rocky Steps, that was amazing. And Mayock, he was such a red ass sometimes. He was so upset that this was in the era where teams would, on the last day of the draft, have different setups to announce their 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round picks. Someone would, like a fan from, Denmark would be announcing a pick and all of that stuff. And so the Colts one year decided to highlight their zoo, the Indianapolis Zoo.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And had an orangutan introduce the picks by touching a screen to reveal the names of the
fucking
picks.
Rocky's the name of that orangutan, yeah.
Rocky, thank you. And so Mayock was so livid.
Me too.
That these kids' dreams were being made. It's like their moment. And instead of us treating it with the seriousness that it requires, it's as he said, an ape touching a screen.
Wow.
Wow.
And then I just love it. I think it was either Charles Davis, who I know you also had recently. He's an awesome dude, and or Daniel Jeremiah corrected Mike to say it's an orangutan. It's not an ape. And he just lost his mind. There it is. There goes Zach Banner.
Zach had no shot with the Colts.
No chance.
He had no and that's an orangutan, by the way. The only reason why I learned that it's not orangutan, it's orangutan.
Sorry.
The only reason why I know that is because when these things came to our city, it was this huge ordeal. We're talking about this orangutan exhibit is the nicest in the northeast of planet Earth, pretty much, is what I was talking about. So this Rocky had been in music videos. Rocky's been in some movies.
Beast.
Rocky's a fucking dog, dude. This is Rocky right here. And as I learned about Rocky coming to our city, I was a big fan. This was actually a part of my draft announcement because this was shortly after I retired. Me, Joe Wrights, and Robert Mathis all retired at the same year. Robert Mathis, obviously the headline of that class, should go into the Hall of Fame at some point. Absolute dog. So when the draft came up, they had Robert Mathis pick the 2nd overall pick, the 2nd round pick. Joe Wrights selected the 3rd overall pick, and I love Joe. I fucking love Joe. I do. I enjoy Joe. Joe's a great guy. Joe's an incredible guy. I love Joe. Joe was 3rd round. And then the orangutan was the 4th round. So this guy replaced me. So I got replaced by fucking Rocky this year, pal. So this is a memory now.
That's great.
Yeah, I was sitting at home.
No idea.
I was maybe on cloud 50 at home watching, like, are we serious right now? That guy just That's a zoo animal. That's the zoo animal.
What?
Just took that was the whole thing. And then you guys were burying which I appreciated. Felt like I was a part of the team. So we
were like, what is happening? And Mayock, the first couple times, and when Mayock with his accent, he goes, if we go back to that ape one more time, I'm gonna lose it, And we're like, well, here we go. Colts are on the clock. Let's go to the zoo. And there's Rocky. Fantastic.
Rocky runs this shit. Grover Stewart was obviously much bigger. He's still on a much quicker pick.
Yep.
He's still on the
There
team.
you go.
Hell yeah, Grover.
I think he took a banana out of the bag. I think he took, God.
And that's actually a 40. We don't know. We don't know if it's a 40.
In the end, you got the last laugh, too, because I was just at the zoo, and Rocky is just in the dumps right now.
Okay,
they need to help him out.
So I have seen the orangutan exhibit. I have gone to see it. The wife obviously loves the animals, so we've been to the zoo a few times. Said exhibit that they're in, I think when the weather's nice is really nice.
It's great.
They got things to climb on and do the whole zoo. When the weather's not bad, they're kind of in this boxed in thing. And I'll tell you what, they say that we share a lot of DNA traits with orangutans and everything. Mm-hmm. You're looking in the eyes of a friend who's in a bad spot whenever you're staring at that orangutan.
Get me out of here, please.
Please. They're sending messages. And then one time I just seen an orangutan dump just shit right while staring at me. Yeah. Just dump all over the place and then walk away. So I don't know how happy the orangutans are, but I don't think they're necessarily happy to be forced to make picks in front of Mike Mayock with no respect either. So these orangutans got a tough life.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I get it. Yep.
Maybe tonight though, some other zoo animal shows up.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
Like a wolf.
I don't know if Kansas City has a zoo. I don't know. Maybe they do.
Roger
I have no idea.
Have a night one.
Killer Will.
They got a zoo. Kansas City has to have.
Yeah, that's where they get all their barbecue.
They got that wolf walking around the street.
No, remember?
Oh, no, hold on a second.
What?
It's not where they get all their barbecue, is it? Because I'm going out for that later on.
Whoa.
Yeah, they raise the pigs in house.
I'll tell you what.
Gates Barbecue.
Some of those, is that the spot?
Is that a local
Is that where they kill them at and cook
I
them?
think that might be on tap for delivery tonight.
There you go.
Right around
that's the one, Rick.
14th pick or something. That's what I've heard.
All right.
What, Slap too? There's another one? Well,
That's the one we seen yesterday.
Arthur Bryant.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's another one. We'll go for it.
A lot of good meat out there. Mm-hmm. Good meat out there, Rich.
I saw that too. You keep killing it, Pat, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rich Eisen. We want you. We appreciate you. We love you, Rich. Goodbye.
Rich.
Yep. Appreciate you, man.
Best.
He's the best, dude.
Yeah.
He's the absolute best.
And he's great for the entire weekend of the draft.
So his favorite draft memory was that orangutan.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
interesting.
what he said.
Sounds like that was,
How pissed Mike Mayock was.
So, man, if we go back to that ape, what a hilarious
Is
line.
Mayock ever going to come back to the...
I don't know. That's interesting because he's getting paid for how long? Didn't he sign an extension?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think
Another couple years, right?
Yeah, I think he's getting
another
money.
couple.
That's how that works, right?
I thought he would have put another draft, like a mock draft out, and he didn't.
He was good on TV. With Rich.
Yeah, he's great.
He was really good. Being a GM over there for the Raiders, he was just doing tasks for John Gruden.
Yeah, Gruden was just telling him, hey, I want this guy.
And then Gruden was sending an email.
And then
right,
one thing led to another.
Does anybody want
Jerry was going, hey, John, what's going on?
Yeah, Jerry did take a little peek. See, there's a lot that's going on in the NFL. Tonight is going to be bananas, it sounds like. I don't like that he doesn't pay attention to anything.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he do.
He definitely does, though, because he saw us talking about the meat.
And someone has to tell him.
Did he mean, though, like, on tonight he stays off Twitter, so he doesn't know what the pick is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I took that as.
Oh, I was talking about leading up to
it. He took it like, we don't have Twitter.
Yeah, he took...
Yeah,
he took yours the way you meant it. Or he didn't take yours the way you meant it. He took it as tonight.
Yeah, but I must have delivered it falsely.
I thought he was saying that
I could be wrong.
he doesn't like looking at anything up to the draft.
That's
right?
what I thought. That's what I was asking about.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Can we call him back? Can we call him back? That was a Zoom.
Because once the show starts, staying off Twitter makes sense for him because he just wants to see, like, from the stage who's getting
real
picked.
reaction.
1,000,000% makes sense during the show.
Yeah.
Because if it does not make sense leading up to it, that's why I was so befuddled. I was like,
have to hear the noise, right?
What, leading up?
Yeah.
He has to know somebody's
Gotta
doing
be doubted.
He actually said Bill Belichick might be doing something, so he's on Reddit at least.
Yeah, so he knows that.
Yeah, let's FaceTime him.
Well, and the producer's got to be telling him in his ear.
Well,
like,
on here he has Twitter. He got a blue check.
Yeah, he's very good. He's actually a pretty prolific Twitterer. He's not bad. He's not a bad Twitterer.
He claims he didn't pay for it. He claims he just got it back.
A lot of people are claiming that.
I paid for it. I mean, what are we talking about? I live on Twitter.
I paid for it too.
We post a lot of photos.
Yeah.
Same.
There's a reason to pay for it now, too, versus before.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes your experience on there allegedly better. The fact that I can post long videos is 100% the reason why we did it. But also, I assume it's going to have other benefits. And also, it's a business. I live on there. I fucking live on there. Like, we need you to keep going.
Edit tweets alone is worth it.
Yeah, that's not
People have
bad.
been asking for that for years.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, back from Kansas City, Rich Eisen.
Yeah, Rich.
Yes.
Hey, we need
what I missed?
No, we need a little clarity. We need a little clarity on something here.
Yeah.
So you don't do Twitter night of draft or leading up to draft?
Oh, night of draft.
Okay.
I do it leading up.
50-50.
Yeah, once the thing I hate the most, Pat, and rest, the thing I hate the most is anybody thinking I'm not genuine. Like truly, I work too damn hard or I've got other shit going on in the world that I'm not gonna. I'm a 53-year-old man with a lot of shit going on, like Brady would say.
Hell yeah.
Like I am not gonna go on the air just to look good or think I'm telling you like I know stuff you don't. Like that's not me. I want to go on the air and host the draft like I watched it in college.
Hell yeah.
Just to have those moments where I'm excited, just like you are. And the last thing I want to do is go on Twitter and know this stuff or be made to think that I do know this stuff. I don't. So I'm off of Twitter the first night, but I'm back on it for later on in the draft.
Okay, so now we know that. Now we know that we can kind of pepper Rich with tweets the next couple of days. Not tonight, though. Hey, we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Rich Eisen. Good luck tonight and the weekend. It's going to do great. Okay, so you guys are right. All right, because I was vastly confused. I'm like,
yeah, that would be stunning if he just had no idea what anyone was talking about.
Yeah, because like Will Levis not being and then being and then being and then not being, then being, like that's a big storyline that we're going to get the answers to tonight. Let's get to a break. On the other side, AJ Hawk will join it. The family watch along tonight, the Draft Spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, people are not prepared.
Awesome.
7:35 Eastern Standard Time start. It'll begin with the brand new Foxy flick of last football season, last Super Bowl, kind of a recap of everything that took place. And then bang, we're live. Boom, Chris Ballard of the Indianapolis Colts, who has the number 4 overall pick in tonight's draft, will join us at 7:55 Eastern Standard Time. And then after that convo, we're off and running.
Oh, yeah. Start moving.
We're rolling like
Boom,
this.
boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Who's going where? Who's going where? Texans traded. Oh, my God. Bill Belichick.
What? Up to 3?
Yeah, 2 maybe.
AQ, you want to try to win some money for people or some merches?
Let's do it. What are we doing?
Let's do some merches.
Yeah, here we go. Tonight, too.
There we go.
Yeah, we got
It's been a while.
We're giving away $100,000 tonight.
What are we doing? Football? So can we throw footballs at the net?
Is that what you want to do? Because it's Draft Spectacular Day?
I think so.
DSD.
Oi! I think so. Oi!
Let's go.
DSD.
Oi!
All right, AQ.
Oi!
All you got to do is throw a football into one of those holes over there on this Draft Spectacular Day, and we'll give away 10 merches to somebody who retweets this tweet and says something nice to somebody on this hashtag Happy DSD.
Oi! Oi!
You did it right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Holy hell.
shit.
Holy hell.
Colts might
What a
drive
fucking
day.
day.
Wow, dude.
What a day, huh?
Do it.
Let's go,
What a
AQ.
day.
Hey, let's go, AQ.
start.
That's a great start to the DSD. Be
What
a
a
friend,
day.
tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
Five.
Yeah, dude, what am I supposed to do here? Fuck, dude. Like, what are we supposed to do? People should not tell me this stuff. They know they should. Can't do it. Our sources have told us that Mac Jones ain't going 3.
What? My God.
I mean, it seems like Trey Lance is going at 3.
Draft odds changed dramatically.
Odds have just changed, by the way.
Before you went on air, Mac Jones was minus 270, I believe, and Trey Lance was plus 280. Now Trey Lance is plus 105.
The Mac Jones not going to the Niners news was just the tip of the iceberg with me and sources. Insert Jay Glazer at the first commercial break.
Ask your boy Aaron if he asked to get out. Your time with Aaron, that's a fucking big thing, man.
How the hell am I supposed to hold that in? From what we've been potentially told, there's some things cooking. I've heard something's cooking right now, by the way.
I don't know what's real and what isn't real. Come on.
Something big.
Huge.
You got 2 hours and 19 minutes on it. Why?
But 3 hours later, guess what happened? Aaron Rodgers is on the move. Hashtag JNew, dude.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with Green Bay Packers that he has told some within the organization that he does not want to return to the team. Ty.
I mean, you alienate the fucking guy. No wonder he doesn't want to fucking come back. He's done. It's over. That's the end of it. Negligence from the top of the organization to the bottom. You got to do something. You had to do something. And they didn't do a goddamn thing. So I don't blame him.
I didn't know that's how that whole thing was going to come out. Me neither. I didn't know that was going to be it. That's the Packers definitely releasing that.
1,000%.
Oh, yeah. And that's Aaron telling them, by the way, I ain't fucking coming back. Aaron probably was like, I ain't fucking coming back. So Green Bay probably trying to save tail here. Say, Schefter, we need you to write an article about how things are going right now from our point of view with Aaron Rodgers. He has all the cards.
Yeah, exactly.
He has all the cards. Imagine if he goes to a place where he has just as many weapons as everybody else and has a full organization that's like all the way behind him. They'll fucking win. This is fucking insane. And then finally, it becomes time for our biggest event of the year. Hello and welcome to the second annual NFL Draft Spectacular. Yeah! Trey Lance, let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, I beat you, dude. You owe $20,000. Thanks for playing, Julio Jones is a Colt by the end of tonight.
You can't control him.
Dan's lying. Dan, stop being a hater, Dan.
I mean, obviously, it's great competition. You know, not just Pat, though. You know, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, you know, Clyde, you know, all these guys.
There's always things that are taken out of context, but there's always things that maybe aren't. You never know.
JJ, you're the best. Hey, Mad Mel, dude.
Great to be back, AJ. Great to see you. Good to see you're still a sack of shit like you were last year. Listen, Chris. Hey, I've never worn a jock strap, but I've sniffed plenty of them, so I know what's going on with these players. Okay? I don't give a fuck. Who cares? I just want to eat. Zito, did we get that food order?
With boots on the ground in Cleveland, Jason Glazer. Jason Glazer, your thoughts?
Well, obviously, I knew this was going to happen. The only person who probably didn't know the competition was going to go here.
No, you have it in studio.
That's when live you go.
Now, wait a minute.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And then let me talk. And then, no, you didn't. Yeah.
What if this works?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had this. No, you didn't. I had this. I had it. Trust me. Can I talk, for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. What? As we're live on the air, I look down at my phone and says, hey, $1 deal with SeatGeek just happened. SeatGeek is back. We have some breaking news that literally just got texted to my phone. And I think it's because nobody had a clue that 131,000 fucking people are potentially going to be watching this far into the thing.
SeatGeek's back!
Yeah. And if you use hashtag Draft Spectacular and hashtag SeatGeek is back, they will pick a winner and will get you 2 season tickets to your favorite NFL team.
Holy shit!
I cannot believe the Draft Spectacular was as big as it was. There's 100,000. What are you doing, people? Let's go! Yeah! 100,000 people! We are so thankful. It fucking caused a firestorm with the amount of people that watched them. Articles written by these marketing nerds and their little community tech people saying, hey, this is the dawn of a new day. This is why SeatGeek survives. You watch the thing, you're like, man, it's pretty big. Probably get in on this. We appreciate that, dude.
Oh, you're going to get articles written about you.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Dan in Connecticut. Lovely place here on the 5 Energy phone line. What's going on, Dano?
Oh, what's up, Pat McAfee?
Dan, you are too young to listen to this show. I can tell through. I think. How old?
I'm not Dan. I am Owen.
Mitt. Owen, how old are you?
It's so different.
I am at 8.5.
Oh, this kid.
8.5. If you're telling us you're half age, you're too young to be listening.
That's a record. It stinks.
What's on your mind, pal?
What do you want to talk about, Owen?
I want to talk about how inspiring this show is and how you're inspiring this whole entire world with how you're talking about sports and how you're talking about your life experience.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen, thank you.
Love you, Owen.
Thank you,
Owen, I'm taking her on
and
the
also, fuck Boston College.
I will let Owen know, if you're still listening, Owen, you're inspiring.
Best kid ever.
Owen, the way you talk about sports is inspiring.
Yes!
I didn't know 8.5 could do that. Is
Shout out Owen.
That time.
Go, Owen.
Hey, Owen. New generation in Connecticut, I guess.
He was making me feel good, too, by the way. He was making me feel good, making the show feel good. He was talking us up. He was hyping us up, and then boom, a little.
Was this Aristotle's brother?
A little misdirection from Aristotle's brother, Owen, at 8.5 there. That was awesome.
I'd say he put his balls on your forehead, but I don't think they dropped yet. So.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Draft Spectacular Day, Thursday, April 27, 2023. Hour 2 of the program starts now.
DSD!
It is DSD. Hell yeah. All the boys are excited. This is a massive day for everybody that covers the NFL because there is now another class of NFLers being drafted into the greatest league on earth. Tonight, 31 dreams will come true, and we'll be simulcasting live right here through the entirety of the first round. That thing might run 6 hours. We'll be here for it. We got a lot of shit in store. We're giving away over 100. Not over.
No. On the dot.
At $100,000.
Yes.
Sorry about it. Only giving away $100,000 tonight. A lot of surprises, a lot of guests, a lot of GMs joining us immediately after they make their picks. It should be a fantastic evening. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this every single day for a living and getting to do what we're about to do this evening. Mm-hmm. Some of the surprises are shoot hilarious.
Yeah, cannot wait.
Cannot wait to see how it unfolds. I'm sure there will be some fuckery, and the teams have not declared anything to anybody, so we have no clue what's going to take place when Roger Goodell goes out there with his peanut M&Ms in his leather chair in front of 150,000 people.
Whoa.
Is that what Rich said?
I believe so.
150,000 people in Kansas City.
Wow.
It should be a fantastic evening. We're lucky to do it. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor. And Pac-Man Joe. You look so cool today, Pac.
Wow.
You look so cool today.
I appreciate it.
Hey, you're iced out today on the hat, obviously, the necklace. We got a bracelet on the left side over there. You look fucking cool, dude.
I appreciate it, bro. Smell me. Shout out to Tasia Donners. They keep me fresh.
They do. Shout out to Edgardo.
Eduardo.
Yeah, Edgardo's a dog. He was right here a couple weeks ago whenever we got the PMS thing. Incredible hair.
Yes.
Yeah. And whenever he spoke Spanish for the entire conversation that he was on his phone call, I thought I was in a movie. It was the coolest thing I've ever heard. And then I asked him the gist of it. He broke that down. And then I played him a song that we listened to in this office that is Spanish speaking. Mm-hmm. And I said, what are they saying? What's the story being told here? You know? And he was like, they're saying everybody's on pills. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
See or no.
Having a good time. See or yes or no. And I think everybody's like, see, he was telling me, like, this is about everybody just popping pills all night. It's like, whoa, geez, that's not a great song.
A club song.
Yeah, we're trying to listen to this to get motivated. Hope everybody's having a great time. We can't thank you enough, Pac, for joining us every single week.
Yes, sir.
Joining every single day, one half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tone Diggs. We have the host of the Man to Man podcast and Everything DB, who's going to be a massive part of tonight's DSD Draft Spectacular. Darius J. Butler's here.
Bunch.
AQ Shipley's here, who's a Super Bowl champion and obviously an absolute stallion. He is going to be up to some real shits this evening, and I cannot wait to watch it. Joining us now live from Attica, Ohio, is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, not a Ryder Cup champion, but he is a champion of Ohio.
Yeah, that's right.
Ohio gave out an award, just said, hey, fuck it. Who should we give this to?
AJ.
Some Ohioan.
Hawker.
Boom. We'll give it to AJ Hawk. It is a guy who's a father of 10, COVID survivor, and a man who won number 5 overall in the NFL draft, AJ Hawk. AJ, the champion of Ohio, obviously a good friend of Aaron Rodgers, we assume. After his Instagram post a couple days ago. The first videos have come out of him slinging the pill for old New York Jets in that gang green, probably in front of people that he's never met before, who he's trying to make a good impression to, throwing to Alan Lazard, common target, in his Adidas shoes, Nike fit. He looks in shape, and he's fucking spinning that thing, AJ, in the middle of April. I don't know if we've seen video of this much in the past. He's there for the duration. What are your thoughts on Aaron and the Jets getting started over there?
I mean, I think it said it all when he walked in for his first day and he has the Jets hoodie on. Like he hadn't even been to the facility yet and he's already supporting the squad. You can tell how excited the dude is. And
obviously, nice little completion here. So Alan Lazard, nice catch and get upfield for some yak. So yeah, Jets in the Super Bowl, right?
Yep, I think that's the only option.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Super Bowl or what?
Or nothing.
Fucking bust.
You tell us, AJ. You know more about it than
I don't know what I'm saying for the people in New York, like Greeny, and the people who are diehards. Are they thinking, hey, are we completely devastated if they don't win the Super Bowl?
Well, I actually saw yesterday that Aaron said, like, he sees Mike Greenberg and everybody else. Greeny ripped that clip and said, best day of his life. Got a text from Greeny yesterday. Hey, did you see this? It was the video of Aaron shouting out Greenberg. His wife posted it and said, hey, he has openly said, I think he's got like 3 kids, obviously married.
Couple of them.
I don't know.
2, I believe.
2, the best day of his life, Aaron Rodgers saying, I know Mike Greenberg's out there excited, but it's all the other fans as well. Jets fans are having a parade right now. And on the other side, the Packers, what are the expectations? What are the expectations? What are the thoughts? Are they going to give Jordan Love a couple years? Goody has handled this all pretty well, I think. Publicly, he's handled this well. I don't know about everything else behind the scenes. But, like, what do you think the expectations are for the Packers, for your Packers, for the team that you're the all-time leading tackler for, AJ?
Well, I feel like with the Packers, as long as Aaron has been there, like I heard yesterday, people were talking about, like winning a division. Like, that's never been a thing. Like, when Aaron was in Green Bay, winning division was never something you talked about. It was a given. Yeah, of course. Like Con Man and the Patriots, they expected to win a division for so many years.
Keep expecting it forever.
You have your eyes in the Super Bowl. You know?
I expect
so that's why.
When you
What do you
lose a
think,
great
Ron?
quarterback, the expectations change, and I don't think the Packers have picked up Jordan Love's 5th-year option, so it really is kind
They
of
have
like
until 3 days, May.
End of the weekend.
Why didn't Chase Young get picked up?
I ain't understand that one either.
That's
I said
interesting.
He was just on TV.
Yeah.
Well, he was hurt for 2.
I mean, AQ. I know AQ.
AQ's got
I think this year's a figure it out. We got to see what he can do. He's
No,
been
he
out
was-
for 2 years.
He was so unblockable for the first 2 years, though. Like,
Has he played? What has happened?
He hurt
He
his
didn't
knee.
play last year at
Hurt
all.
his knee.
ACL, right? And then he couldn't
Hurt his knee against us.
And then
Buccaneers.
It was kind of like a. No, I'm not going to say it. It wasn't a Ben Simmons situation because we don't know, or it wasn't. It was kind of like a Zion situation where it was like he was supposed to be back for the beginning of the year last year, and then he just never was.
Yeah.
Ever.
Was that public expectation? Internal? Like, why did we think he was going to be back? And
I think it was just the timing of the.
Did he
injury,
play at
'cause-
all? Remember, they activated him off the pup, and he started practicing a little bit, and we're like, okay, here we go, and then he never got back.
We thought they were going to make a run, maybe at that, like to make a playoff run, didn't we?
Yes,
Because old Cuzzy Heineke, zin. That's all they were doing was winning.
Yeah, they beat the Eagles, and then they went on that run.
Beat the Colts last second, last drive. Throw to scary Terry McLaurin. They go on a run, and then he comes back. We're like, okay, they got the best D line in football.
Yeah, they were in it, and then Ron Rivera didn't know that if they lost that game at the end of the season, that they were eliminated from.
He didn't know the playoff implications.
Yeah,
You know,
when Carson Wentz started.
So,
Is his mic sound weird?
Hello.
I don't know. Maybe it's my ear thing. Are you coming through one ear on anybody else's ear?
No, good for me.
Me too.
I think it was good for me too.
Let me hear that.
Hello.
Ooh, sounds good.
He does sound really good.
Yeah, fantastic.
Nice pipes.
Yeah, because in the first hour you're using a lav around your neck.
Yeah.
Now you're using his mic. Sounds good.
A little better.
Listen to you. Got some
Gorgeous.
bass in there.
Man.
Oh my God.
We're excited. Today's the
Holy
draft. Let's
shit.
go.
Let's go.
DSD got a mic.
Oi.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. Anyways, go ahead, Ted.
So he had his rookie year, where he played 15 games, had that great. He was defensive rookie of the year.
Yep.
And then week 9, the second year, he got hurt. So normally when you get hurt week 9, you would think you'd come back the next year. He had
ACL.
He played 2 games and had 5 total tackles.
Where
Pretty
are the
much
2
all-
games? Late?
I don't know, to be honest. Doesn't say.
Oh, did he come back for 2?
did. He was on
and
pup.
then they shut him down after?
Yeah, he was on pup or something.
Really?
Well, I know to start the season he didn't play.
Weird
I
year.
thought it was
Which
like
is
week
weird.
12 or 13.
In my head, when I seen him on TV this morning, he was on Up and Adams. He was alongside Rich Paul with
Yes.
Clutch. They signed a deal with,
New Balance, maybe.
is that what it
A
is?
shoe brand.
New Balance. I think Rich Paul took over control of the shoe brand.
Of New Balance?
He's
Bruce
definitely-
is saying yes to New Balance.
Okay.
back here.
New Balance.
Bruce
Okay.
knows.
So New Balance is becoming a new brand. Chase Young, I believe, was one of the signings for that particular brand, if that makes sense. Just like Bryce Young just got signed to Jordan. Congrats, Bryce Young. Getting free J's forever.
That's sweet.
What a connect.
Unbelievable. In Carolina, too.
Good for him.
Makes sense.
Hey, Bryce Young's going to be number 1 overall. Everybody just kind of understands that now at this point.
Yeah.
Minus 5,000. I mean, that you can't really think any other way.
There's no way that changes.
No way.
No way.
I know we was talking about the size was the only thing that was a knock on him, but I think that's over with. And once you go look at it, quarterbacks ain't getting hit really like that. That you can't hit them in the head.
Can't land on him either. You can't
Right.
plant him like you used to. You used to be taught to plant him, and hey, my weight needs to land on this dude.
And what is it now? What was the word they were using? Sling?
Yeah, sling, not
Slung?
slam.
Yeah.
Sling.
The
not-
Grady Jarrett, Tom Brady tackle.
I forget how they were.
Yeah, that's what it
Can't
was.
do that.
That was the debate.
Well, so you're allowed
What
to
about the hip
sling.
drop?
Oh, it's still good.
The Gator roll.
Good.
Hip drop
Who
is
came
still,
up with that name? Who came? I never
Peter
heard
King.
that term.
Peter King. No, it was
That was the
Sharp?
inventor of football, I believe. Yeah, Will Sharp.
Will?
Warren is his name.
Warren Sharp.
There's no reason for you to speak the way you speak about Warren.
Got a cool stash.
I thought you guys got along. I thought you and Warren Sharp were back.
We are. We're tight.
You read his book, Tony.
You have his book.
Yeah, I do.
Big book.
Right, sitting
What's
right
it
next
called?
to Greenies. Numbers in football.
Nice.
Look at that. He was very pissed off about that tackle and what it was doing to people, though.
Especially the
Because-
Pollard.
Pollard, right?
What's that?
Yeah,
Tony Pollard.
that was the last one in the last game of the year. The Pollard tackle.
Yeah, it's like the that's the name of it.
Yeah, hip
Did you
drop.
guys know that was the name of it?
Absolutely not.
I've
No,
never heard
me either.
Never heard the name.
That's what.
This
Did
is not
he
a
name
football
it?
name like what we should know. Is this some shit somebody else made up that didn't play?
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's got to be some shit.
Exactly.
Some guys sitting there high. Oh, we're going to call this shit the Gator Roll. What the fuck is the Gator Roll?
Yeah, it happened to Mahomes against the Jacks.
Okay.
It's called trying to get a motherfucker down.
By any means possible. Yeah, but they were trying to get rid of that because I assume with Warren Sharp getting involved, the number of times that particular tackle was used and how many times people were injured versus other styles of tackling, which I guess the hip drop tackle would be tackle from behind. I think that would be
Yeah.
Not always.
Side, right?
Side.
Hey, I think I felt bad. I technically had a hip drop tackle on Larry Johnson, and he hurt his ankle bad. Like, it is dangerous. I didn't mean to, but like D-Butt said, you got to find a way to get the guy on the ground. And I was like flying sideways on him and had to recover and like slid down his body and landed on his ankle. It felt terrible, actually.
So what are you doing? You're wrapping him and then you're just trying to put all the weight in the ass to get to the ground as fast as possible?
Well, I mean, it's not. It's all like instincts or whatever. I think he had like an angle on me, and he kind of was going downhill, and I hit him, and then, yeah, as you're trying to adjust and not get run over, you're grabbing whatever you can, and you slide down the legs.
Yeah, it's normally.
I don't think you can do this on purpose, though. Like,
No, you can't.
Can't
You can't
practice
teach
this shit.
that. You definitely don't teach.
That's why the Jags Chiefs conversation was so big because Mahomes, remember, he threw the ball and the guy had his arms on his hip. And instead of just kind of letting it go, he just dropped down and fucked up his ankle.
I think intent is going to be something that should be able to be.
But they don't. They
Because
don't.
they're scared to
I've
death.
argued with them.
You know, hey, they're scared to death to do it because now you're getting more refs reading things. Like that NFL doesn't want that. No way. Especially because you got refs out there, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Back at the touch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Boom. That's what I thought. Fuck you.
You're out.
Personal foul. Asshole that just hit me.
Yeah.
They're ready, you know? So you don't want to. I think the NFL is scared to death, or some people in the NFL are scared to give the refs more judgment because now you're banking on the human as opposed to the role. You know what I mean? But I think you have to have the humans in there. Have to. All the great refs, all the people that we respect, all the people that are basically talking on TV now,
Yes.
they were all humans. Like they were reading the game. You hear Gene Steratore, these two guys have been hand jousting all game long. If it's a little bit more, they kind of know where we're at. If it's a little bit less, they know where we're at. Like you kind of got to just kind of play it like that, Pat. Like that's literally how he breaks it down. It's like, oh, you're a human there. You know, like you're using intent in judgment, in reading, in consistency, seemingly, while other refs are like, well, by the book, I can call this, and I will call this. It's like, it's just a fine balance of how they fix that. But whenever they were thinking about banning that whole thing, it was like, how is that gonna? How are you gonna be able to ban that? I don't know. But I guess they thought they couldn't ban the helmet down tackles either, like you used to do, and
Or
try to.
landing on the quarterback.
Yeah, or,
No,
That was crazy when we first heard.
Yeah, landing is. But the horse collar is what's kind of, I understand the horse collar thing, but it is crazy if you watch clips. I don't know when the horse collar came in. Like every once in a while, clips will pop up from college or something, and we're making horse collar tackles all day long, everywhere, on the sidelines, all over the place. And also diving headfirst into piles, like when if you're pursuing the ball, there's 2 or 3 guys on them. You have D lineman guys diving headfirst in, and there's never a flag called. And now I'm like, man, you're conditioned now. I'm like, yeah, that could be thrown out of the game. Probably.
Dude, such an easy way to get somebody down, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? That was great. It was an incredible. I have a couple college kicking return, I think, horse collar. Just let me grab this fucker. Yep, I'm heavier than you are.
Exactly.
You're coming down. But it was like a setup. I'm happy they changed that rule. Like,
Yeah, I understand it. I understand.
Yeah, because I was ready to fight when somebody did me.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every
It don't
ti-
matter. Like, hey, bro, let's go.
You can roll your shit. You can. I mean, that's the easy.
Knees.
It feels like you should blow something every single time your body gets bent that way at the speed in which you're at there. So I like that they changed that. There is a rule, like upper shoulder plate though, or whatever, right? Guys are grabbing and tackling by.
You grab the shoulder jersey, you just can't grab the back of their collar.
Yeah, see, that's a bad play right there.
Yeah, you can grab back of the jersey, but you just can't grab the pad.
Shoulder plate. I think
he probably got fined
name
like
plate.
hell on that play. How much you think he got fined, D-Bud? That's 100.
Oh, yeah.
That's 100 piece.
You're talking up here, like up here.
No, I think it was like the name plate. There was something that happened. Not this one. There was something that happened.
You can grab them, but you can't like pull them. Like you can touch up there. I forget the rule. What you.
But what we're all getting back to is that they've changed rules on hitting and like doing that type of stuff. That hip drop one, I think, would be very interesting to see how you would actually, how athletes would adapt.
Yeah, how would they change that?
It's not something you ever are taught. You can't teach it. It's like it's an instinctual thing where, hey, I gotta do whatever I can to get them.
Hey, it wasn't banned. Let's just move on.
It wasn't banned.
Why are we even bringing it back into the world?
And if it ever does get, I feel like the athletes will adapt. Just like the defenseless receivers, the horse collar, the shit we've always done. Like once the game changed, the landing on the quarterback, sling them. Like once it changes, especially, you heard Pat, you talking about 50, 60, these big fines. Shit, motherfuckers learn quick once that money starts.
James Harrison didn't.
Pocket.
James Harrison, that was a part of that whole transition phase. And I think like the heads up football and U.S. football and all that shit that kind of had the next generation ready. Like this whole generation now, their heads are out of it completely.
They teach them head behind on I still can't figure it out, but yeah, angle tackle, they have their head behind the ball, not across the bow as you always usually.
You don't go head to ball.
All right. I'm not going to tell you what I teach, but I'm saying how they the videos they have you watch and the heads up tackling, and I've talked to many people that played at high levels, and I can't really get a possible explanation on how the head behind. I just know any running back who's decent at all, if he has an angle and he's running towards the sideline, if I don't get my head across, he's either stiff-armed me to the ground or he's just running clean through me.
Right through that one. That one arm real good. Whole body, a lot better. You know what I mean? That's a vastly different scene there. Your kids aren't going to get run through, though, huh?
No chance.
No way.
It will. Everyone, hey, it's part of the deal. You're going to get run over, but you got to figure it out. But it's like, I just don't know. It's like head behind, and then they teach like the old rugby roll, gator roll situation.
Oh, there it is. Gator roll, tackle.
That's why I looked it up. Hip drop comes from rugby. That's where it started.
Okay, so it has names over there. They have styles over there.
Yeah.
Over here, it's just get the ball on the ground.
What?
Right.
Head to the ball.
What?
Well, not anymore. Head to the ball.
Head behind.
Shit, in the league, that's the only time we tackle, too, is in the game. Like, literally. Yeah. So you tackling Shady McCoy, Adrian Peterson, but John Robinson get drafted. Like, you got to tackle those guys with literally no, prep throughout the season. You may do maybe a couple drills in training camp.
Just some thudding.
Yeah, just some thudding.
But no take it down to the ground. You don't give no
Completely
time
different
where you
world.
take down to the ground.
Completely different.
Completely, yeah.
There's some guys tell you like to hit. Like there's some corners that love to hit. Some undersized guys that love to hit. Then there's some guys that we're not. Right?
Yeah.
That's not what we're here for.
Smart one.
I like the action.
You did?
Yeah, I love the action. But I came from playing running back.
You about that?
So it was kind of different. I went from running back, going to West Virginia, being behind Avon Coburn, saying you're not going to play up. You can go over here and try to start at corner and do punt return, kick return. It sounded like a better deal to me.
Hold on. That's when you started playing corner? Was it West Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed you came up on the island.
Damn.
No.
Running
I
back
came
high
up
school
in the
too?
backfield, bro, having 5 touchdowns.
What?
For 410 yards.
What?
It was a normal weekend for me.
Really? That's a real deal?
Yeah, real deal.
So who taught you corner? You just
Coach
picked it up?
Gibby.
Tony Gibson.
Gibby taught me everything I know.
Right now, he's at NC State.
Yeah.
Wolfpack. We're talking full 10 in that guy's face.
Hell yeah.
He recruited me out of Pittsburgh too. We're talking massive.
Horseshoe.
Yeah,
Old school.
Like it feels like his face. He's a handsome guy, but it feels like his face might be stretched at some point.
So not the only thing he taught Pac-Man.
Yeah, he definitely taught me to dip too.
Whoa!
Slow down.
Whoa,
Talking
whoa.
about hammers,
It's all
not
his fault. It's all his fault.
Jeez.
Coach Gibby is your fault.
If you want to call, he's a great guy. We still talk to. We were just talking to him the other day. I can't believe that's where I did not know that.
Yeah.
Then you go 5 overall. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That makes sense why you're so comfortable with the ball in your hand.
3 years after learning how to play it.
Pretty good. That's a tough position.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Just wouldn't go to safety. That was a running back. Moved to corner. Well, I don't play any other positions.
Yeah, it makes sense why I caught a pass on him now.
Yeah.
He just hasn't played it that long.
That's the thing. And I asked him about what you did. He said playing every position, that takes big brain. That's a big brain. And I'm excited to hear you break some people down tonight.
It'll be fun.
Whenever it comes to the comps, because you played corner, nickel, and safety.
Yep.
A lot of people do that. I think Pat P's about to do that right now, right?
Is he? He's moving?
I think so.
They were on the All Things. Is that what All Things Covered? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
McFadden?
Yeah. And,
CBS?
And they were talking about how the Steelers are going to be asking him to do things that he's never done in his career. And he basically said, like, when you're the guy, most teams just have you just take away the another guy.
Yep.
But now, and McFadden was trying to ask him, like, what exactly he's going to do. And he just said, I'm going to be all over the field, basically.
Yeah. I mean, he's a smart dude. We had on the show. He talks about how he breaks down film. Big body, obviously, so he can play in any position. Knows the game inside and out. And he's done all the other shit. Followed the number one receivers. What do you top 5 coming up?
Yeah, he was a returner.
Played both ways.
Hey, he was a dog as a
an
returner.
absolute dog. So
he was catching the ball on the one in the end zone on punts. It's like, what's this guy's problem?
Yeah.
Bro,
let it go.
Just
Bring
like
that
this
out.
fucking asshole right here. But whenever, hey, what was it like? That's a big transition? You just kind of have to know everybody's position? That's the biggest deal with that, or what?
yes, so
Did
it's
you
nothing
struggle
like,
ever?
Early on, like when I moved to safety full time, just like the angles, because as a corner, your back is to the ball a lot. You're tackling wide receivers a lot in space. And at free safety, shit, that A gap can open up. It's you and the back 1-on-1. You got to break. Coming towards the line of scrimmage sometimes with the ball in the air, so it was different. That was the biggest adjustment. But as far as like physically, like the stress levels going from corner or nickel to a safety, completely different, night and day. Much easier from that standpoint. You can see more at safety. You can anticipate things more. I probably enjoyed playing safety probably the most out of all of them, honestly.
Hey, you used to hit people too every once in a while.
Yeah, throw it around a little bit. I was only a buck 85, so I couldn't get in there every time.
What are you now, 250 on all the juice?
Yeah, I 180.
Dunking on people at the Y. Did you see that video he put out? Him cutting promos on the people he was playing against. Did you see this?
Yeah, who do you have filming? Like, are you just getting highlights all day long on that?
So on that, the last one I put out, it was somebody filming. Some guy I didn't know. He sent it to me after. But I mean, I got brothers, whoever come to the gym. We got, I'm 37 now, so I got to get this shit on tape. No, this is my last dance.
Crushing.
So what, y'all just meet here every week and you just go dog them out?
Sometimes you get invited to different gyms. Hey, we hooping here, we hooping at this high school, we got this, so it depends, But I'm always trying to look for it. After COVID, after every bunch of gyms got shut down, it was tougher. So now people call.
You've always been pickup basketball guy, though?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about as soon as the season ends, like it's pickup ball every day. That's the best conditioning.
And you beat the hell out of it.
You're very good at basketball.
Yeah, you're very, very good at basketball.
Can you get in Gary V's game, you think?
Nah, I wouldn't play with Gary V.
Why not?
I can't play with dudes like that, man.
What do you mean? Dudes like that? White?
Guys
What's that all? You want to play with white
guys?
guys?
Getting fouled?
Oh, you want to play with white guys?
He plays hard. Give him a break.
What's that all about? He guy loves the game.
Nah, it's too much. I saw small clips of his footage and the fouls, in the air. I jump, I try to get up there sometimes.
No free layups, bro.
Yeah, but have you seen his jumper, though? It's fucking ridiculous. Guy can shoot it from anywhere.
He could be on my
Damian
team.
Lillard.
I can't
There you
play
go.
against him. No.
Okay, play with him.
That's a mean screen.
Because then you got to play as a football player. If you getting fouled,
great charge.
Now I got to play more physical. So now I got to keep you
They're
up.
trying to light that switch back up.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to hoop.
Yeah, every once in a while, though,
When
with
that
the
switch
things,
get lit.
the things you do to people in there, I assume there's some fouling coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At some point.
Like I want to foul AQ. Like I want to keep it as finesse of a game as possible.
Smart move.
He's going to foul you, though, quick. Like, he's coming in there quick with the elbows.
Yeah. Do not drive on AQ.
He's trying you early just to see what it is. So you got to go straight flat elbow, middle, lower back.
He's in the Western Pennsylvania Hall of Fame for sports,
AQ one of them
not
guys,
for football.
We had to tell before the game, hey, man, don't start that bullshit.
Come on.
This is a
No.
pickup game.
No, he will, though. Yeah,
tomorrow.
that's the
The
thing.
minute someone drives and fucking bumps into me, it's over.
Oh, you think this is your play? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Your floor. All right.
Give me the ball.
I got it. I can't wait for the night. I am very excited for the night. The amount of comps that we're going to get, the conversations that are going to come from. We think this guy's fouling anybody in a pickup basketball game? I don't know. These are pieces of information. That's the type of shit that's getting read right now, though, AJ. I think that is something that I think helps keep it all in perspective. So, like, you hear a story about a guy. Some team hears a story about a guy. I got $1 billion team I'm running, okay, the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep.
You hear a story come out about a guy, anything. Hey, when this guy took a shit at the facility, he used 16 squares of toilet paper.
Wow.
Okay? So that news trickles into the war room somehow. Okay? Now all of a sudden they have to block that out. That's not real information. That's not real information. But also, 16's a lot of fucking squares. What is this everything? Like, that is why I assume, like, GMs and everybody are excited for tonight to start. Like, I am sick of the over-analyzing. I'm sick of the over-questioning. I'm sick of the over-information, what's real, what's not real, all the bullshit stories. Feels like the insiders are actually a part of this. Like, from the conversations that we've had with people, I think that teams call these insiders and be like, hey, what do you know here? What do you know here? It's become a much more open process. It's a big game of poker, and I think they're all pumped to get started, AJ.
Don't you think it could be part of all like these head coaches and front offices at certain places are younger generational people that have been used to, I don't know, they're not as paranoid maybe as some of the old school guys, so they're not scared to reach out to guys like Schrags or whoever and try to get some info, not manipulate them, but also have them put stuff out there that maybe they want out there for whatever reason.
Joining us now, I cannot wait to intro this man. By all of our accounting,
yes,
the best mock drafter out of all the mock drafters.
What?
He won last year. His knowledge this year says he's got 28 of the 31. He just doesn't know exactly where everybody's going. He released his latest mock and his final mock this morning. The Emmy-winning host of Good Morning Football, Peter Schrags. Schrags, how are you, pal?
Oh, I'm so good. I just I did 4 hours of TV in the morning. The sun was shining. Everything feels right. Phone's blowing up. This might be my favorite day of the NFL calendar year. I love the Super Bowl. I love the action on Sundays, but this is one where I truly have so many questions that are going to be answered. I'm going to sit back and enjoy from this point on.
Schrags, we understand why you could enjoy it because there's a lot of people trying to guess what's going to happen, and you seemingly know what's going to happen more than anybody else. I saw you put out one tweet about what you guessed at number 2, and you said in that tweet you were trying to crack the code. You tried your best. What has it been like trying to get this information? You're just calling every GM. You're talking to every GM that you know, asking them what they know, and how much information do they really let out to you or maybe even other insiders?
I'll let you behind the curtain. So I put a white flag up this morning on number 2. I said, I don't know. Every year I can act like I know it. This is the year I don't know number 2. It's between 3 players. It's between CJ Stroud. It's between Tyree Wilson. It's between Will Anderson. So you say, well, how arrogant are you that you should know? Like, why would you? Well, here's the thing. Nick Caserio worked in New England for many years. He's got a lot of colleagues around the league that worked in New England. There's a lot of people who worked who are in that Houston staff now, the new one with DeMeco Ryans, that have been at other places. I've got contacts all over the league, people who are plugged into Houston, and I cannot get a firm answer on what they're thinking in their building. I can't get a firm answer on what the thought process was leading up to this. Now, I have them taking Will Anderson. Guess what? 2 days ago, I had them taking CJ Stroud. Guess what? 4 days ago, I had them taking Tyree Wilson. I come here humbly. I put my hat in my hand, and I come here and I shake my head and say, it's the greatest NFL draft ever. I do not know who's going second overall. Here's what I will tell you. The connection to Will Anderson is this is the safe pick. And I know that it sounds so backhanded insult to Will Anderson, who's a tremendous player. But everyone tells me, you want a guy who's going to be a starter, who could play 10 years, who might be an all-pro. This is your hit the ball in the fairway. Here is your standing double. You take Will Anderson. If you want to take the big swing, you go Tyree Wilson. There is a medical there. Remember, he hurt his foot, was not able to play at the pro day, was not able to do the combine, and missed games at Texas Tech. He's been cleared, but that is something people are hesitant of, and he doesn't have the career accolades and the competition of Will Anderson. The C.J. Stroud one has come full circle. I had heard that it just wasn't for the Texans for a while. And now, as we're 48 hours out, it sounds like they might just put the card in and it's C.J. Stroud, and it has been all along. The ultimate game of poker, the Houston Texans, commend them. There is a lot of advantages to not giving out your pick when it's second overall. It can hack up the price, the value. Also, it can also keep us all on our toes. I'm grateful for it, and I am humbly telling you I do not know who the Houston Texans are taking.
It was a crazy game.
Little OAR.
It is. It seems like that this year has that over other years is the unpredictability of it. I see a lot of moves that are going to make teams happy. AJ has something for you, Schrags.
Schrags, we see on your mock you have the Titans moving up and taking C.J. Stroud at 3. Do we know if we see the Titans all of a sudden jump up to 3, is it guaranteed they're taking C.J. Stroud?
I'll give you two places for the Titans, and this is why this is such a fun draft. So their general manager is Rand Carthon, first-year guy, comes in with Mike Vrabel, who's an Ohio State guy, of course. And you say, well, Ohio State, what does that matter? Ohio State, obviously C.J. Stroud. They went to the pro day. Vrabel and Ryan Day are very tight. Ryan Day did not speak glowingly of the late Dwayne Haskins when he was coming out for the draft. He did not speak in crazy, amazing, hyperbolic terms about Justin Fields when he was coming out for the draft. Ryan Day has been nothing but complimentary and totally honest and transparent, saying, I don't talk my players up that I don't think are going to be instant. CJ Stroud has gotten that description. So you think, okay, these guys know each other at Ohio State. The GM of the Arizona Cardinals is Monty Ossenfort, who spent many years working with Mike Vrabel in Tennessee before he took this job in Arizona. That's an easy phone call to make. Yeah. Now, if that's not the trade partner, let's go to number 8, Atlanta Falcons. Arthur Smith. He's a great man, and he was with Mike Vrabel as his offensive coordinator for many years in Tennessee. That's another easy phone call to make. If Stroud isn't the guy and it's Richardson instead, maybe that's the phone call. 11-8, and Tennessee moves up and gets Anthony Richardson at 8. But I always look at the draft partners and their history together. And the counter to all this, Pat, you'll love this. It's like, yes, Vrabel, Ohio State, go Buckeyes. Stroud, Ohio State, go Buckeyes, all this stuff. And then Rand Carthon, the new GM of the Titans, who works with all that Ohio State, he's a Florida Gator. So take it for what it's worth. And he might be Anthony Richardson. So you can only make so much of it as you want. But you try to find the connections of who's worked with who knows who. So if Tennessee moves up and you don't hear it happen at 3, it might be at 8 to go get the other guy. It might be Anthony Richardson.
Now, to be clear, Urban Meyer was also a Florida Gator and an Ohio State Buckeye.
Yeah.
But he's always wearing that whistle during the OHIO games. You know what I mean? So I think Ohio might have a chance. C.J. Stroud being the consensus number 2 overall pick, and then wherever he ends up going from this last couple-month period here is going to be a fascinating story as we go on. Others crazy potential situations brewing. Connor has something for you, Schrag.
Yeah, Schrager, last time you were on, you said, you know what, I don't care where you hear it from, if it's from Reddit, if you get something from a deli shop and it's about the draft, you have to take it into consideration. Yesterday, there was a rumor about the Patriots possibly moving up, trading with the Texans to get 2, and then Rich Eisen, who was on the last hour, also mentioned Belichick being in the mix. Is that something you are also hearing, or is this a Reddit rumor that we can kind of just cross off the board?
You never cross off any rumors and you leave them all. And the thing with the Patriots, it feels like the tone has changed a little bit where, Brady and Belichick, it was success, trust the process. Brady leaves. They had success with Mac Jones in Mac's first year. And it was like, all right, Belichick's got, I could tell you that the last year has been one of they're not thrilled with in New England. Not only Belichick, but Robert Kraft as well. That's not the product they want to put on air. So I would not be shocked. Be shocked if they are aggressive and trying to make a move to get their guy. I've not heard Levis. Now remember, Levis is from Madison, Connecticut, right down the road. Grew up a diehard Patriots fan. Has Brady, what are they called? Fatheads, the old commercial for the fathead. Brady Fatheads in his childhood bedroom.
Oh, great.
Is a huge, Northeast, he's a Connecticut, Massachusetts guy.
Great.
The name that I've heard for them is Zay Flowers. If they stay at 14, that's a possibility. Great. And I also hear they like Lucas Van Ness, who is a pass rusher out of Iowa.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is the year that they just take an offensive guard out of small school, drop to us.
Oh, University of Chattanooga, big school.
Well, I wasn't even knocking Cole Strange. I was just saying in general, year after year, whether it's the kid, at a Lenore Ryan, and you're like, wow, okay, they really went there and they did that. This is going to be someone that can make an impact next year right away.
Schrag, you're an Emmy winner. You know this. As soon as you say, I did want to make that a shot at Cole Strange, it's like, oh, now you just...
Boom.
Shot at Cole massive shot at Cole Strange. Yeah. What a wild move. I mean, and also like Bill Belichick having his dog announce picks, Husky.
Nike
out there, the Nike Husky or whatever, sitting out there doing his thing and just casually having a little bit of this, skipping the combine, going to other workouts. Like the way the greatest coach and greatest GM of all time, my opinion, we can argue if you want, he was the GM and he was the head coach of the greatest dynasty of all time. I think you can give him both titles, but that's up for full conversation later. The way he handles the draft versus how everybody else seemingly handles it is an interesting dynamic because I think everybody understands that's in the football world. There's a good chance these guys are going to suck, Shrakes. There's a good chance these guys, you know what I mean? The amount of guys that get drafted into a facility and then are gone, a lot. That's a lot more often than the other way around. But there's a chance a new Hall of Famer joins a team, and a new game changer, and a city changer, and a trailblazer joins a team. So the draft is such a magical thing. D-Bud has a question for you, Shregs.
It's a crapshoot. Shregs, I want to ask you about these corners, man. I see you got Witherspoon at the top. You ask around, I think, Pat, who's your number one, Forbes?
Well, yeah, I will go with Forbes because when you look at tape, he's an absolute dog.
I agree with you.
He's just underweight.
Is that the 166-pound guy?
Yeah, out of Mississippi State. So you got Witherspoon, he's got Forbes, I got Gonzalez up top. When you talk to these teams, is there a consensus one when it comes to the cornerbacks?
There isn't. Between Witherspoon and Forbes, you have two guys who are not your prototypical corner first-round blue chip size. Witherspoon comes in here. He didn't start playing football until his junior year of high school. Forbes is 170 pounds, and I love it. I talked to him. He was on Good Morning Football, and I'm like, all right, everyone's asking me, he goes, I've been 170 pounds for the last several years. I'm the hardest hitter in the SEC West. I did what I did. I had the most pick sixes of all time. Like, his confidence and his complete lack of embarrassment over his size is refreshing. He's like, I am 166 pounds. So what? Go look at the tape. And I'm like, I love that. Gonzalez is a more prototypical build where he comes in and he's this long, rangy athlete with a track family where his two sisters are like Olympic track athletes, and it's more what you get prototypical. And then there's two other names that I think are going to be really interesting to watch. Deonte Banks out of Maryland. I think he's a first-round pick. And then one that it can go anywhere from, teens to the end of the first round. I have no idea where to put Joey Porter Jr., who's obviously Joey Porter's son. And he's got this really long build, but doesn't have the production. Like, had one interception as a college player at Penn State. And on film, it's like, well, they didn't throw at him a lot. Interesting to see where he goes. I think he's projected to go first round. We'll see who and what the order is, but I think you guys nailed those three. And obviously with you and Pac there, I'm fascinated to think your thoughts up.
Yeah, go ahead, Pac.
To all the GMs, I weigh literally 175 pounds. I snuck a weight in my pocket at West Virginia. I end up being 181. I've fucking never been over 182. So I don't think the weight
different
thing,
game though. Different game. It's a bigger game now.
It's a finesse game.
No, it's bigger, stronger.
It's a finesse game.
More finesse.
It's really finesse. This is a soft game right now.
No, it's harder game now than it ever been.
Soft. Vanilla cupcake.
Yeah, if you can play, you can play. They come in all shapes and sizes, obviously. I would go with Gonzalez. Right? I like he talked about Winfield. Winfield, but Gonzalez, his ball skills, the size, the speed, I would go with him, but I love Witherspoon out of Illinois too. Tough.
You're talking about the guy that's undersized saying, I've been this my whole life. Bryce Young said, I can't grow. Yeah. I don't know.
What do you want from me?
I can't grow. I don't know. That's just Bryce Young's number one overall. That's just what he is. And then you just said Will Levis. I think you have him going to the Colts. Some other people have him coming to the Colts. What is the quarterback shape-up going to be? Anthony Richardson, where's he going to go? Is he going to be a first-rounder from what you think?
Yeah.
And how's that whole thing pan out?
Yeah, I think 8 is a real spot. If Richardson is on the board at 8, I'd say watch Tennessee to maybe jump up to 8.
Hey, so Tennessee, your intel is telling you Tennessee is getting a quarterback tonight.
I would think so, and if they don't, they might trade back. They only have 6 picks on the night, and I think that they have a lot of needs, right? So I know I can say this: whether it's trade up or trade back, I know that they've been on the phones, and I speak to all the teams, and it's we spoke to Tennessee. They were just inquiring what we were looking to do tonight, so they could be active. But you know what? Every team's on the phones, and they're trying to hammer out scenarios. So we'll see. I just look at the situation. Tannehill obviously has some time left on there, but he didn't finish the season for him last year. The contract speaks to at the end of this year, there's a way to get out of that. And then you start thinking, all right, this is a good quarterback draft. Do we hand the torch off? And I think all those teams, whether it be Geno Smith in Seattle, where this is a good opportunity for them to maybe put the guy in place for who they hand the torch to, or you talk Tennessee, or you go, right down the list to Minnesota, where it's like Kirk Cousins has one more year left on his contract. Making $35 million and his contract expires. Do they at 23 try to get creative and try to see if they can move up if Richardson falls and get a quarterback they can hand it off to? Each one of those teams has an interesting quarterback situation. So you look at those with the guy who's there. So maybe Richardson doesn't have to play right away. Or if Hooker is the guy, he doesn't have to play right away, can redshirt for a year, and then you pass the torch off.
We are big Hooker fans. Feels like every fan base that needs a quarterback has gotten to the point where they're like, if we get Hendon Hooker, we're happy about it. Like
100%.
Hooker is like a babyface pick everywhere at this point, and I think it's because he hasn't been a part of the conversation, even though we all believe he should be.
Yeah,
he's tall.
Can I make 2 points on him that you like?
Strapping lad.
Yeah.
He's a strapping lad.
2 points on Hooker. One of them, the Senior Bowl, Jim Nagy, I spoke with their director, and he's really plugged in with these guys. He's never invited a player with a injury coming into the Senior Bowl ever in the history of the Senior Bowl. He invited Hendon Hooker, who already had the torn ACL, and said, just so you can meet with teams. Hooker came, showed up, and absolutely used those 4 days to basically do a job interview with the rest of the league and show that he can get on the board. Could not practice, didn't practice, comes to Mobile, Alabama for 4 days and says, just get me in front of any evaluator you want. I'll talk to him.
Smart.
Second point is he's 25 years old. He's going to be 26. And that's viewed as a knock for a lot of people. I spoke to a really, really trusted source in the NFL, and he said, throw the age thing out. The great quarterbacks in the NFL now, they play till they're 33, 34, 35. If this guy's got it, no one's worried about what happens and where his game goes in 3 years. This isn't a running back being run to the ground. This is a quarterback, and you would hope that your starting quarterback you draft in the first round is going to play 10 years. Well, if he plays 10 years, he's 36, which is basically what Stafford and Matt Ryan and all these guys played to who were drafted in the first round. So the age thing, not as big a factor as the knee, obviously. And then the other part is the offense that he ran. It wasn't exactly a pro-style offense. It was more of that air raid type, which obviously he can learn. He can pick it up. It'll take time, but it's not like it's just plug and play for him anyway.
Somebody farted.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Y'all blew him up, but I'm going to let y'all have it.
You don't like Hooker?
No, I don't like Hooker. I'm saying I like Hooker for this class, but if we was talking real quarterbacks, we wouldn't be talking
Beat
Hooker
Bama.
in the first fucking
Beat Bama.
2 picks.
So you telling me this is what you would go out of all of these picks?
I would take Hendon Hooker over Will Levis.
Healthy? Me
if
too.
He was healthy, especially. But,
no offense, Will Levis. If you're a Colt, love you. Even though I heard you had a Tom Brady
poster
in your house.
It only makes sense.
Fathead.
Yeah, wall sticker. There it is.
That'll help the Colts win though if they can have a little bit of a Brady descendant.
But I like Hendon Hooker personally. He's big, dude. He's a big guy, and he beat Bama. I mean, that's
run.
Yeah, he ran.
You watch him on the Manning thing. Like
I didn't watch the special
with Archie.
Yeah, the road to the draft.
Yeah, watched him. It was something that stood out. So like, we all been there when somebody's mic'd up or something in practice and everybody gets to rah-rah shit. But like he had one of those conversations with one of his big linemen where like one of the coaches was saying something to the lineman was saying something back, and he kind of put him to the side like, hey, it's just, just tell him yes sir, move on. You're not gonna win that battle out here. And that's something you gotta do. You gotta learn as a player, especially when you're
25 years old.
Yeah, so that would show, that veteran leadership. So just seeing that, obviously was a great player. Obviously Peyton loved him because he was a Tennessee guy. He was on his way to winning the Heisman if he didn't get hurt in South Carolina. Yeah. So I think he's a smart kid.
Bro, they took the goalpost out of the stadium, down to the river because of what Hendon Hooker did. I'm a massive fan of his. Go ahead, AJ.
Shregs, what about, we're talking about everything, all the volatility in the top 10, 15 picks. Is there anything in the second half of this first round, any team you think that's likely to jump up there and really surprise some people?
I think there's actually a really interesting player in this draft who we didn't give a lot of buzz to. It's a wide receiver at USC, Jordan Addison. And why do I say Jordan Addison? Because there are 3 elite wide receivers in this draft. These are the ones that we're getting right now. And it's Zay Flowers is viewed that way, Smith and Jigba is viewed that way, and then Addison is viewed that way. It's those 3. And then there's a bit of I'd say, dotted line for most teams. And there's a couple other guys, whether it be a Jalen Hyatt or whether it be a Quentin Johnson. And I'm sure I'm missing another one who's on that list. But those 3 guys. So if you're wide receiver hungry and you want that wide receiver and Zay Flowers is gone and the other cat, Smith and Jigba, is gone, there might be a bit of a run, and teams might be looking to trade up to get Jordan Addison. I would say don't be shocked if there is a squad who leaps another squad and says, hey, we're in the 20s or we're in the late teens, but we need to get one of those receivers to get one of them. The other position is is tight end. The 2 tight ends, Mayer and Kincaid, are both very different players. Mayer is more, I was given a Heath Miller conversation. This is out of Notre Dame.
Ooh.
Big guy, can block. Yeah, that dates us a little bit. Can block, but can also catch. And then you get the more 2023 tight end in Kincaid, who's more of the, again, he's not Travis Kelce, but the Kelce type where he's almost like a wide receiver. If one of those guys is off the board and, again, there's a drop off after those 2, you might see a team trade up to get the other tight end. I think those 2 players, Addison and Kincaid, are interesting to see if someone will trade up to go get them.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to watch. There's going to be magic. We assume you're going to win the mock drafters competition yet again this year. We're proud of you, buddy.
Can I tell you what I do? You're going to appreciate this.
Hell yeah.
I urge everyone. Now, look, you could put you guys on the stream, but while you guys are doing this stream, I want you to do this. Turn Twitter off tonight. Turn Twitter off. You don't want the pick spoiled. This is going to be the most surprising, the most unpredictable, most bat bleep crazy draft. Why have some guy, and I don't blame the reporters, but why have one of the reporters on Twitter be like, actually, the Jets are taking this guy where there's 3 minutes left on the clock? Just have a natural reaction. Pretend like it's 2004. Pretend like it's 1995.
I'm just telling you, there's no bleeping way. You know what I mean? There's
Twitter. Turn off the Twitter. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's reality TV. Enjoy it.
We're actually live on the internet, though. Like we are. Like we have to be.
You don't need Twitter, though. You can watch it still.
Yeah, we get very surprised on Twitter.
No matter what.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, whoa, look at that tweet. There's a lot of that.
We know a lot of people. We'll get text messages, phone
calls.
Don't
you get those as well, don't you? I assume you get told every single pick. You told us this last year.
Yeah, well, look, the agents and the teams know before the pick's announced, and usually I'm on some thread where I'll be given the tip. But I take no great joy in spoiling that for everyone. This is the draft. This is what we want. We want to be shocked. It's one of the few things left in the NFL that truly can blow us away.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this: turn off the Twitter tonight, guys.
All right, sounds good. We're not going to do that.
I got a blue check. I'm verified, baby.
Oh! I was about to say I didn't pay $8 to turn off Twitter on draft night. No way.
I bought that crap.
This is when Twitter. Yeah, absolutely you did. We live on there. I mean, you have to. If this is going to keep this thing going, whatever the fuck you got to do. We appreciate you so much. Congrats on all the success. You're the man. You're live. Next 2 days, right?
Yeah, and I'm on the nighttime tomorrow night, and then I'm also all day. I'm on the main stage with Daniel Jeremiah and Eisen and Charles Davis on NFL Network.
Hey, here we go. You're going to crush it, ladies and gentlemen. Schrags.
Yeah, Schrags.
All right. He gave us that same speech last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but he not to us. It was to let's not tip picks. We can all tip picks.
Everyone can do it.
Everybody knows who's picking who. Okay, before everybody else, let's just enjoy it. Seems like that's like a senior insider thing because Ari Mirov goes, yeah, we do all know.
Yeah, cool.
Send.
Mm-hmm. Wait, this show's on the internet, right? Like his show is on TV. ESPN show is on TV. This show's on the internet. So if the report's on the internet,
we have to cover it.
Yep.
Which has gotten us into some trouble.
Well, yeah, it has.
Hasn't it?
A lot of internet reports do.
Yeah, it certainly has. We're currently entangled right now, and it's not entanglement. It's more like
it's close to it.
It's a judicial.
Judicialment.
If you want to call in on this draft spectacular day, DSD, April 27, 2023, you can call the 5 Energy phone line, 1-833-432-3663, or easier to remember, 1-833-4-DOME. You going to call in, AJ?
I don't know. How is Will Smith doing? You mentioned entanglement, honestly. Is he doing any movies?
Allegedly, he was not happy about Chris Rock's thing. Allegedly, that was a report I seen on the internet.
Not happy at all, and he still, I believe, has that 10-year ban from the Academy Awards.
But he won an award
same night,
post-incident, pre-ban.
Mm-hmm.
So did something in a game, went on to win the game.
Yes.
Then wasn't allowed to go back to the game for 10 years.
Exactly.
Got it. That really, I think you have
AJ, you still a Will Smith fan?
Who?
Me?
Will, I don't know. I came up watching Fresh Prince.
So did I.
But after the shit went on, I was like, fuck this, I'm done with this.
You're right, Pac, you're right.
You moved on.
I'm definitely not a Will. I'm just sorry. And I used to be the biggest fan, but...
Well said.
What's your problem? He's good on Instagram. You see his Instagram.
It up for us in the community. Like, come on, bro. You can't.
They canceled her Red Table Talk, too. That's over. That's done.
Okay, that actually makes me like Will a little bit.
Yeah, that's a win.
That's
he didn't. It was Meta.
That show was ruining
Zuck.
Meta World
lives.
Peace.
Zuck did that?
Zuck took it down.
What's he up to? He says
Zuck. He's got a new Oculus.
He updated Instagram,
good?
too.
He needs to fix the picture sizes on Instagram. Yeah. Speaking of Instagram, holy shit, we have an influencer on the screen. AJ Hawk has posted on his Instagram.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, his annual post, his annual time of being an internet influencer has come. It is DSD, and he posts the picture promoting this evening. We appreciate you doing that for us, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
I appreciate
No problem.
94,000 followers, 3 years, 3 posts. All the draft.
spectacular.
Now it's kind of getting to the point where we have to wonder, is AJ kind of sabotaging us because the biggest shows happen when AJ Hawk promotes them on his Instagram.
He is the biggest influencer we have ever worked with.
That's right.
Whenever he puts a post up about something, it's the biggest we got.
100,000 plus viewers guaranteed.
I think you even quote tweeted the Aaron Rodgers promotional one with the praying hands, didn't you? So that
maybe, yeah, I don't know. Should I buy Twitter? Should I buy the check mark? Mine's gone.
Yeah, you don't do anything on there, so probably not.
But what does it give me? I can edit. I can't edit tweets unless I have it.
Yeah, editing tweets, longer videos, analytics, media studio. I mean, there's
maybe
a lot of weapons if you were to actually
I need to
use.
edit. If I do tweet, I do like the option to be able to edit if I mess something up.
Two-factor authentication?
Yeah, that's so people can't just jack in your shit. I mean, there's.
I hate two-factor.
Why? You don't like the text? You can't just take the text with a code?
Well, if they ask me to set up two-factor, I'm not setting that. No.
Just do it.
I got too many passwords already and everything.
No, but it's just a code that goes to your phone, and if you have a smartphone, it actually goes, is this the code from your messages right at the bottom?
I get codes all the time, though, from my kids' iPads trying to get stuff. I get like 1,000 codes a day. I can't
handle all the codes.
1,000?
AJ's not up for the codes. Maybe don't sign up for the blue then. Don't sign up for the blue.
A
lot of codes
I think I might.
More codes on the way.
Careful.
We'll see.
I thought you were carrying the current codes for the nuclear football for our current chief and staff.
Part of it.
Me?
Yeah.
For Mr. Joe Biden? No, because I would never do that.
President
You're
Joe
the Biden
Biden.
guy.
President.
Your good friend reached
President.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Nicholas in Buffalo on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Nicholas?
Hey, boys. How are you doing?
Keep it moving. Hell yeah, good energy. I like it.
Thanks, boys. So I'm here off the day of work for the whole day to enjoy the Pat McAfee Show Draft Spectacular. And how do we feel, boys, about any big moves coming for D-Hop from the Bills tonight? Huh?
Oh, we had some strong possibilities that we have heard from sources, but we would assume that move would take place. There's a lot of lingering moves kind of out there that we all assume the draft picks will be involved in, D-Hop being one of them. This is kind of a deadline for a lot of teams. We do not know what's going to happen, but we maybe have a little bit of an update. No update?
Well, our source says something's going to happen today.
Okay.
Something's going to happen today. KC, maybe Bills, maybe Ravens.
Oh!
Something's going to happen today.
So listen, I know that we've seen Lamar Jackson SpongeBob SquarePants smile.
That's right. Lifting his face all the way up to the top of his head.
Did you see that, AJ?
Yeah, we talked about it on the show.
Yeah, but
just I didn't know you've seen it though. It means he's pumped, dude.
Yeah.
Looks like he's excited.
What's he pumped about? Does he have a deal?
Exactly.
Could be.
He's blushing. He's blushing in the emoji though, so you got to take that in.
If Lamar Jackson signs a $180 million guaranteed deal and he just puts out a SpongeBob SquarePants emoji for it or a GIF for it, I think we would all say that's Lamar Jackson. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
how he went about doing it. So maybe they got D-Hop though.
Exactly.
Maybe they may play for D-Hop. Maybe what the Baltimore Ravens have done this offseason by signing Odell Beckham Jr. to $15 million guaranteed. That a baby Odell.
Odell, hey, baby.
And they bring in D-Hop. Maybe it is just Lamar Jackson being pumped up about, okay, now I'm going to actually have weapons to throw the ball. Everybody says I can't throw the ball except for to my tight end. Well, my tight end's the only fucking guy I got. What are we even doing here? And if he plays on a franchise tag, it's what, $32 million or something like that? Yep. He's potentially going to be a free agent and get to re-up next year. I don't know if he's already made that decision in his mind or maybe he did get a long deal. But if it is bringing in another weapon, Lamar seemingly could be overjoyed that he put a gif out of SpongeBob SquarePants smiling. And I think that's good news if you're a Ravens fan because we keep talking about the AFC being deep. Mm-hmm. Everybody says, oh, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals. That's what everybody talks about. The Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson have won a playoff game in the last couple of years. Yep. They have the chance to be great. They've lost a lot of people. If you're a Ravens fan, it seems like everything's going to shit. The Odell Beckham Jr. sign was a little bit of hope. Lamar Jackson tweeting a gif out, a little bit of hope. Maybe there'll be a team that'll be something to really fuck with when the season comes around, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Ravens fan right now, you can't feel great with the whole Lamar situation, but that could change very quickly if somehow we hear in the next few days or next week that Lamar signs and if they make a trade for D-Hop possibly tonight. Yeah, then things are looking pretty good for Baltimore.
Then all of a sudden you have a team. Now, this Bookham, I was told, was because of Devin Booker.
Oh.
A lot of people on the internet told me that we were being dramatic.
He was rewatching the game at 12 o'clock the next day, so he DVR'd it.
No, listen, I'm just telling you that's what I was attacked. I was assaulted.
He DR'd it.
I will say the SpongeBob gif came out right when Trae Young hit that big shot to win the game.
Ah, so it might not even be about the Ravens.
Right.
Maybe it's about the ice cold.
Oh, because is Lamar from?
That was a hell of a shot.
Yeah,
Bro.
No, he's in Florida, right?
Dude,
great shot.
Trae Young, dog, bro.
Yeah.
Trae Young in Madison Square Garden. Remember that? That whole thing?
That guy spit on him.
Trae Young became a heel. He was in their city. Fuck you, all of them, and balling. Then in Boston the other night, step back three as time's running out, dagger right in Boston's faces. That dude's a dog, bro.
Yeah, I'd say Jimmy Butler, what he's doing. Like I've enjoyed this year's NBA playoffs more than I can remember. Like in the past, like in the last 5-10 years, I don't remember enjoying it as much as I have this year.
Concur. Shout out to Austin Reeves losing last night, but scoring more than 15 and a half.
Boom.
No, he would.
That was incredible. We saw him hit 18 straight threes on the internet yesterday, and then I immediately go to see what his over-under is, 15 and a half. That's going to go over.
I'll take that.
It seems like the optics in the Memphis building were not a thing that he was struggling with. He was splashing these balls, and he is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
How about the no-look alley-oop to LeBron?
Unreal.
Up over his head. They're real good. They're a tag team there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had like 5 and 5 too. He does it all for the Lakers. He's unbelievable.
Now, they lost, but I heard the commentator saying that Anthony Davis lacks confidence a little bit.
Yeah,
Did you hear that?
It felt that way. He also played like his best game that he's had this series, so I don't know why.
No, they weren't talking. They were talking about him in the past, like when he doesn't play games, like he really, when he's not playing good, like for a long period of time there, like he's very, 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 very hard on himself. They say, like this guy like beats the hell out of himself. Like, so I think people potentially think he doesn't care. They're saying complete opposite. This guy is like he gets down on himself whenever he's not playing great.
Yeah.
So it's like if he starts playing, that's good news. I think if you're a Lakers fan, because if he starts playing good, it can go the other way too. That can go.
Nah, that ain't good news. You got to show up and fucking be a dog every night.
I mean,
you're gonna have a bad
getting
game.
100 million.
Yeah,
Hey,
he'll
what
come
you
out
get,
there,
boy?
he'll go 37 and 20. He'll drop 40, and then he'll disappear like for 2 games. Like you can't do that, especially on this stage. And him and Bron haven't been able to put one together yet.
Listen, if we're looking for somebody not to ride the ebbs and flows, just like this, certainly. If we are crafting somebody, hey, let's not get too high, let's not get too low on this thing, let's do this. But with the way he is, allegedly, now this is what the commentator said.
Yeah.
Once you get hot, you would think, here we go.
Start rolling.
I think
Hoop gets bigger.
I think he's hot right now. The game before this, it was but he's played at the top level since we started playoffs. I'm saying we, like I'm fucking playing on the Lakers. Yeah, we are playing against the number 2 seed, which no one thought that the Lakers would be in the fucking predicament that they are in now, midway through the season. So like, let's stay on the Lakers train because I think that's gonna pan out, and we'll be playing the Warriors.
Yeah,
Phoenix Suns gonna be tough. Phoenix Suns gonna be tough. I don't know.
Suns
Warriors
ain't making
are
out of
too.
the West.
No,
What's that?
Suns ain't making out of the West.
Excuse me, I'm on the team. You need to what?
Sorry
Have you
about
been
it.
in a meeting with them? You have
Sorry
not.
about it.
Have you been in a team timeout? You have not.
But who
Did
do you
you?
like out the West?
Warriors.
I don't see the Warriors.
Is that who you like too, AJ?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, sweet. I got the Suns.
Thank you rooting for your hometown.
I'd like
I got
hometown.
Lakers.
You got the Lakers.
Lake Show.
All right.
Show.
I got the
Browns.
Suns.
Give me the
I'm with you.
Nuggets.
Who win Nuggets? Tom?
No, I think the Suns, but
okay.
Oh, you're on the Suns as well.
I do like the Nuggets too. Like if
can only pick
it's
one
a shame
up,
that I know it's a shame the Nuggets and Suns are playing each other because both of those teams would beat either the Lakers or Warriors. Or
If I woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's like saying the Hawks.
Listen,
scored the
you need to quit-
game-winning bucket. They're
quit
going to
being
win this
such
series.
a
The
mark.
fucking Hawks are not going to win this series.
Quit being such a mark for LeBron, okay?
I can admit it. I can admit it. I love them.
All right, let's get to a break. Connor, who you got out of the West?
Oh, I'm taking the Warriors. We said this when they were down 0-2.
Yeah.
Why would you not take the Warriors to win it all?
They play for more points than you do.
They shoot more of the more point shots.
Yeah.
Than the
Than
team
you
you
do.
play for. Yeah.
And they make them.
The highest rate ever.
Of all time.
In a game where you need points.
They're shooting for more points.
Yeah. Then you.
Clay's been killing it too.
Yes.
Looney fucking grabbing
I saw
20
Draymond
boards
hit
a
a three
night.
the other night when he came off the bench and started the game.
Yeah,
That was
Draymond's
wild.
scoring.
Yeah,
Draymond's going to the hoop, man.
12, 8, and 5.
All
Draymond
right.
bringing the ball up. I love watching him bring the ball up. He's flying always.
Bro, look at us.
Basketball.
People say we don't have any depth. Are you kidding me?
What's that about?
We just did basketball.
Yeah.
Right. Holy shit. On DSD?
Yeah.
DSD.
We did NBA? Hello. All right. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. We'll be back on the other side with Daniel Jeremiah. Move the sticks. He has big moves popping off tonight in his latest mock. Can't wait to talk to him about the draft and more. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
Bye.
Hey, that ain't gonna help. Miz, that ain't gonna help. That's gonna do nothing.
He was a 3-sport athlete at Plum High School, where his volleyball team was in the mix for a Section 3 title. Making his Lake Tahoe debut for the brand, Pat McAfee. Aaron Rodgers.
How did
AJ Hawk.
How did baby AJ?
Yes! Yeah, baby!
Come on! Come on! Come on! Good shot.
AJ,
you got one of these? Got about 12 of these.
That's not real.
Good line here. Good line here. Buy some drinks.
Great putt.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to also, brother. Hey, let's go. Go. Get in. Get in. Come on. Here we go. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Our American Century Championship coverage rolls on here from the back deck of Edgewood Tahoe. How about Pat McAfee stopping by, man?
Obviously, this is a conversation starter for everybody when they're talking about the dynasty, and there's still Raiders fans that are pissed off about this. Here's the game plan. Go out there in the middle of a snowstorm and make a kick that you're not supposed to make at all from 45 yards.
This is the Patriots season on the line.
Do you remember this moment right here in your head? Were you scared to death? Were you fucking pumped?
I would say I was probably more scared to death as I'm watching the Tuck Rule review and realizing, holy shit, we get the ball back. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's coming all down to you, man.
This will be a 45-yard attempt. That's Vinatieri's luck from this distance of late.
Once I got out on the field, I really had three thoughts. First and foremost, try to attack the ball, but stay light on your feet. Just like anybody, you're running on ice. If your cleats don't stick, you're falling on the ground, and then the ball's going to end up hitting your center right in the back of the head. I wasn't thinking about missing 4 of the last 5, if that's truly what was going on. For me, it was all about, hey, these guys aren't going to be able to get a good rush, get it straight and get it above the line of scrimmage. And thank goodness, as it left and I saw that they didn't block it, then it was all about, I don't know if it's going to have enough distance in this snow, let's hope for the best. And I really didn't know until the referees at the back of the end zone raised their hands. I couldn't really see it. Couldn't tell if it was good or not.
Hell yeah, because it's a snow globe. What a kick. What a moment. Obviously, that would go on to launch a dynasty that the NFL will never see again or before. What a kick. What a moment. Here's an overtime. You got to make another one.
Substantially easier kick. Not just because of the distance, but we called a timeout. We cleaned a bunch of ground. This is the one time that a coach actually icing me probably benefited us, right? Because it gave my offensive lineman with the big size 16 cleats to get out there and move a little bit more ground. And, not to say a game winner's ever easy, but this one compared to the one quarter before that was substantially different.
So you're coming out here sighing a little bit of relief. Oh, thank God. I can see the ground. I'm not going to fall.
Right.
We've already done this.
Exactly.
This is no problem.
Tied.
And then you murder that ball dead center. And then obviously in the Super Bowl, you have like a 49-yarder that you hit at the top of the upright. Couldn't have been a better ball, I don't think. You hit it cleaner. You have something inside of you, okay, that not a lot of people have. And Joe Burrow seemingly is a guy that has it. What is that?
I would love to tell you that I was born with or I developed the ability to, be a clutch under pressure. I do think that there's certain people that are born with the want or the ability to say, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Mariano Rivera. These guys and ladies are the type of people that go, I want the game coming down to me. I want to be the reason, LeBron, I want to be the reason why we win or lose. I was kind of that same person, playing soccer as center midfield, and in baseball, I either wanted to pitch or catch. I'd leave it there. I know what you're thinking. Knock it off. I know you. Anyway, but I always wanted to, be in the middle of the game and be the reason why. So once I get to football, obviously 59 minutes of the game, I'm standing on the sideline, but I guess this is the one opportunity that I can put exclamation on the game or the icing on the cake or whatever you want to do.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston College.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this draft spectacular day, Thursday, April 27, 2023, hour 3 of the program starts right now.
DSD!
Oi! 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 DSD! It's a good day, AJ, isn't it?
Draft spectacular day?
Yeah. That's right. You put a post about it on Instagram. You know it's the real deal. That's AJ Hawk, the Talks to Tables here at Boston Connor, and the icon, Pac-Man Jones. One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys Turn Diggs is here. The host of In the Trenches and the Bobbled Exchange podcast, Super Bowl champion AQ Shipley. Yeah. The host of the Man to Man podcast and everything DB, Darius Butler is here. Hell yeah.
Here we go.
Everybody has things that they're doing this evening for the draft spectacular. We cannot wait. We're exploring the entire space.
That's right.
Yes. Foxy, if you could show off, there it is.
Whole area.
See his whole space? Woo. Everything you see right now, going to be used.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that Thunderbolt net will be moved out of the middle of there because it cannot be in that particular space because of things that will be happening. But we will be utilizing the space, exploring the space, and enjoying the hell out of this round one that could go on for 4 to 5 hours.
Hell yeah.
That is the way things go. Only 31 picks, not 32. And a man that will be on TV that we'll be watching alongside. A man that will be hoping his brain will be spilling into ours because of how much research and how smart he is when it comes to draft prospects and the draft as a whole. He released his latest mock in it. Action.
Oh, yeah. A lot of it.
Live action at the top. Ladies and gentlemen, move the sticks, Daniel Jeremiah.
Yeah, DJ.
What's up, dude?
What's up, boys? How we doing? We ready for this thing tonight?
I think so. Are you ready? I mean, we're kind of all following your lead, pal. Your mock, the one you put out today, is one that all of us said, if that was to happen, tonight would be absurd. You have the Houston Texans taking C.J. Stroud at 2, which is like 2 months ago thought. So many different fake potential storylines have come and gone since then about the number 2 overall pick. Then you have them actually being the team that trades with the Arizona Cardinals to pick up the 3rd overall pick and take Will Anderson, who's been one of the storylines for who Houston likes because D'Amico Ryans is an Alabama guy and he wants to build around a defender. So they get their quarterback and Will Anderson, and then Will Levis to the Colts. That would be massive if that was to happen. Why are you thinking this is the case? And thank you for putting this out into the universe.
Well, I wouldn't take that to the bank anytime soon, Pat. But I would just say when you talk to folks about the Texans, Nick Cicero doesn't talk to anybody. So there's a lot of chatter out there, but I don't think it's coming from the one person who really matters. So we're all guessing. But the expectation is if it's a quarterback, it's Stroud. Or it's looking like Will Anderson is the defensive player they would choose over Tyree Wilson. So I just kind of fudged it and said, that's fine. I'll give them both of them. Make the trade up there to 3. Arizona's told everybody with years they want to get out of there. So I thought it was a way to kind of have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, it would be amazing for Houston. Go ahead, AJ.
You have Bijan Robinson there at 8. How likely do you think that the case that Atlanta would take him that high?
Well, nothing's really likely in this one, AJ. I mean, there's so much up in the air. But I think when you have a draft with so much uncertainty and so many guys that aren't clean in terms of like height, weight, speed, or experience level in some cases, there's not a lot of real clean prospects. So Bijan's one of those guys. And if you're a young team in Atlanta and you're looking for kind of a centerpiece to build around. Now, I like Kyle Pitts. I like Drake London. Now, all of a sudden, you get this guy in the mix. Desmond Ritter's going to have some real help there. They've got a couple other decent backs as well. But with this guy, you can put him in the slot. You can do a lot of different things with him. I think he's like the reverse Debo. If Debo's a majors in wide receiver and minors in running back, this guy's going to major in running back and he can minor in receiver.
Yeah, this is Cordero Patterson. Artie Smith already proved that he can have success with this type of player.
No doubt.
Bijan told us literally just yesterday from a Verizon store in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hell yeah.
What?
Verizon powering tonight's draft spectacular.
Here we go.
Largest 5G network in America. He told us that teams have been talking to him about being a weapon pretty much. Like, hey, what I can do with my hands, what I can do that. That's like the overall thought as opposed to just running back per se. If he goes to Atlanta, we would love to watch that entire thing. Something on your draft board, on your mock draft that others had, you did not have. Connor has something for you.
Yeah, DJ, we just talked to Schrager, and he seems pretty positive that the Titans are going to trade up to try and get either Anthony Richardson or a different quarterback. Do you see that being the case in any scenarios? I know your last mock didn't have it. And if not the Titans, do you see other teams trying to get into that top 10 or even guys in the top 10 like the Raiders that have been thrown out trading up to possibly get a future QB?
Yeah, I mean, the Titans have made phone calls and, there's been a lot of stuff out there about how they've checked in with sources at Ohio State in the last couple of days. And Pete's always got great information. I love working with him. So I don't refute that as a possibility at all. And, even though I'm one who put a trade, an aggressive trade in my mock draft, if you go back and look, the last time we saw one of those where a team that was picking, 10 or beyond that came up pretty significantly, you got to go back to the Sammy Watkins trade. I think it was 2014. When Buffalo went from, I think, 9 to 3. The only other one we've had in the top 10 up there, towards the top was the Trubisky one in 17, and that was just moving one spot. Ooh. So a lot of times those things got to be worked out ahead of time. So who knows? Draft didn't start for a little bit here. Maybe there's something coming, but they have been identified as a team that's interested in a quarterback.
There's been a couple big time trades that have happened over the last couple of years that nobody really seemingly knew about. The A.J. Brown one came out of nowhere in our eyes, and the Vrabel reaction to that almost felt like, this GM and Vrabel not going to be working together for much longer, and they're not. Brand new GM down there, and they got that whole thing figured out. Then Hollywood Brown going over to Arizona from Baltimore out of nowhere. Nobody knew that at all. It seems like there's some moves that get kept really tight. Like you said with Nick, feels like Carolina's been that way too, even though everybody just assumes it's going to be Bryce Young automatically. AQ Shipley has a question for you. Move the sticks.
Yeah, It doesn't seem like there's any clear-cut offensive lineman this year in terms of where you have Paris or is that who it is?
Paris Johnson.
Paris Johnson. You have him as going to the Cardinals, but like Skoronski forever was there, but obviously some measurables are knocking that. Do you have anyone as the number one, or are you just going based on team needs?
Well, I mean, to me, I still think Skoronski's the best one. And AQ, as we know, arm length isn't everything.
Well,
come on now. Arm length is not everything. He's the best player. But to me, there's a lot of heat. There's a lot of buzz on Paris being the first one. That was the one, feedback I got from GMs. Trust me, your GM buddies love nothing more than to bust your chops after you put a mock draft out. And the one piece of feedback was, look, I'm with you. I think this is a good, not great group of top-end offensive linemen. But when you look at the cost of tackles and free agency right now, it's ridiculous. And, rarely are you going to get one to free agency. And if you look at the majority of the starters in the league at that position, the majority of them are first-round picks. So, even though we might not be in love with these tackles, they're going to get pushed up higher than you think.
Who's the guy coming up next year from Ohio State?
He's in this year. Where's he going? He's a giant. I think he'll go in two. I think he'll go in the second round. I mean, he is a massive human being.
Bro, it would be hard if I needed an offensive lineman.
Yes.
Okay, and I know there's a lot of big offensive linemen out there. It'd be hard
It was, but I'll call him back later.
Which team? What are they thinking?
It was no. I got a bunch of buddies. That was Joe Shane from the Giants. I'll just check in with Joe in a little bit just to say hi and wish him luck. Not looking for any information from my buddies. Just I always like to get in touch and say good luck tonight.
How often does that happen for you? You've been talking to your guys because it's probably tough not to get too much information, release too much. Like for instance, I'm talking to Chris Ballard, 7:55 tonight, right before the draft kicks off. He's got pick number 4. I don't want him to say shit, okay? Because I don't want him to lose any leverage at all. Do you try to get information? Do you stay away from it? And how many friends do you have around the league in like powerful positions? I assume a lot, it sounds like.
Well, you'll love this because a little bit ago I was talking to Tom and I said, hey, you want me to say anything to McAfee? I'm getting ready to hop on Pat. He goes, no, I'm going on his show tonight.
Yeah, Tom Telesco. Tom Telesco.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, I have a lot of relationships from years going back to when I started in 2003. I never fish for what they're doing. We talk about players. I never put anything they give me in jeopardy, and they're not going to tell me who they're picking anyways. It's more just kind of a vibe, a feel of where certain players might go, what I think, what they think of where players might land, and we try and steer clear of what they're going to do.
This feels like the most open draft thus far. A lot of information.
Oh,
feels like a lot of people are asking a lot of questions about a lot of things. Everybody kind of confused about a lot of players?
Yeah, I mean, Pat, to me, and you guys will see it tonight with what you're doing. I mean, what drives interest in the draft is two things. It's quarterbacks and it's chaos, and we've got both. So it's going to be fun, man.
Hell yeah, I like to hear that. Tone's got one for you, DJ.
Yeah, DJ, looking at your mock, you have two things different than a lot of other mocks. You have Zay Flowers going ahead of Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then you have Kincaid going 13 to the Packers, which is 8 picks higher than I think you have Michael Mayer going. What were your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, I mean, with the Zay Flowers thing, I mean, it was really scientific. It was looking at their depth chart without talking to anybody and saying, man, the Tennessee Titans are a really slow football team with not a lot of explosive players, so let me find a real fast guy. And then it was like, oh, hold up. Vrabel's kid went to Boston College. Oh, Zay Flowers, there we go. I mean, come on, that's the connection that you make right there. His kid went to school with him, so let's go with that one. And then when you look at Dalton Kincaid, I just think he's the best. I think he's the best tight end. I think he's a weapon, and I think if you're trying to get Jordan Love up and going, like this pick will be something to help him. I know they haven't done receivers in the first round. Jackson Smith and Jigba has been a popular pick there. But there's no easier completion in the NFL than a tight end who can separate, and that's what Dalton Kincaid does.
Bro, there's guys 6'8" up for grabs tonight that can move. I mean, there's some weapons out there. I think teams are going to get better tonight out of nowhere, and then there's going to be some picks that we have no idea who the person is. Speaking of, D-Buck got a question for you, DJ.
Let's go, DJ. I know you've been in that war room before. Two questions actually. Who would you take number one corner off the board if it was your choice? And then secondly, Brian Branch. I know the safety position's kind of been devalued over the last few years, but is he for sure coming off the board in the first round tonight?
Yeah, those are good ones. To me, Devin Witherspoon start to finish. I just, from the first tape that I popped on, I fell in love with this dude. Like, and it's obviously different positions. I'm not comparing anybody to a Hall of Famer, but in Baltimore with Ed, like Ed didn't play with a pause button on his controller. Like he had such faith and confidence in his eyes that he just went. He played so fast, and this kid does the same thing. I knew before talking to the coaches, and it got confirmed. But I'm like, this dude must study like crazy. And they're like, oh yeah, he's obsessed with it. Like he's absolutely obsessed with it. So to me, like the feistiness, the competitiveness, the toughness at the corner position is always undervalued. And that dude has it in spades. So I loved everything about him. He was my top corner. And then with Branch, you see it every year with some of these guys, and it's like with safeties, and he's, I think he's the best nickel in the draft, but has that versatility to kick back and play safety. And it's like, dude, if you're a 4.52 safety, but you've got good eyes, you're going to play so much faster than a 4.42 safety with bad eyes. And that's why I put him in that classification.
AJ, what do you think about Brian Branch?
Good player. I think we've hit on him pretty good. Why? Explosive athlete, very explosive. I think he transitioned to the next level very well.
I think so, too. I think he's off the board tonight.
Yeah.
I think he's off the board tonight.
For sure.
Yeah, probably. He should be.
Maybe number 32 tomorrow.
Oh, well,
I don't know if he go off the board tonight.
Oh, really?
I don't think no safety's going off the board.
He's got a lot of grit.
He's like he plays. He's great in space. Discipline, get after the ball. Like obviously a Saban guy, but
he's great at Alabama.
Like a Minka Buddha mix.
He was great at Bama, man.
A lot of great Bama
I put him to the Giants because Wink is like the old under Rex. Like they want guys that can do everything, so they can disguise everything they're doing. And this guy's versatility, I think, fits with him.
Return guy too.
If
you got to trust to put a DB back to return, that's just something about him.
Yeah, and nickel is like the much more like that's on the field all the time.
Yeah,
now.
for sure.
That is
starter.
base defense.
That's a starter. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a starter.
That's interesting. I'll be excited to see Brian Branch out there. Another Alabama guy.
Exactly.
Jeez Louise. CJ Stroud, you have him going second.
Yeah.
All of the smoke about the quarterback thing, is it warranted, real? Do you try to stay out of that? How do you go about picking where the quarterbacks are going where? Is it conversations? Is it media reports? Is it Reddit? Like, how do you go about judging it all?
I mean, look, there's some places that have leaky buildings, and that is not one of them. I mean, if they come from New England, they're not talking. So there might be a lot of noise around a team or a pick with Houston, and that's what the case is here at 2. And I believe some of it. I don't believe all of it. And that's why I just came back to common sense, which is, are you really going to run this back with the group that you have at quarterback? I just don't see that. It doesn't make any sense to me. And that's why I said, okay, well, they got to take a quarterback. Who's the one? And that's where I just came back to Stroud. I not based off anything you hear. It was just like at some point in time, don't we have to incorporate some common sense?
Hope so.
Well, that's what AQ was saying about the arms thing.
Yeah, who cares?
You can play, right?
So yeah, what if like that?
What'd you do? Did you murder him for his arm size, DJ? Is that what happened?
No, but he knows. Like he didn't have long arms. He was a good player who didn't have long arms, and he got dinged.
Good.
He got dinged for it. So that impacted where he went, and he played forever. So
what did you say? You said this guy's got tiny little arms, looks like a baby little T-Rex, Michelin Man, and he put a couple of sticks on it for arms. Is that what you said, DJ?
I can be honest. I did not have to grade him because I was an area scout at that time, and he was not in my area. But I sat in the draft room as he was discussed, and it was interesting. The guys who went into the school loved him because they got the makeup information and learned all the background and the character stuff and the competitive stuff. And the guys who watched him on cross checks and just had the measurables weren't as high on him. So, and it speaks to, like, to me, if I look at every offensive lineman I've overgraded, I've overvalued athleticism. And I've undergraded toughness and instincts. Like, to me, if you get smart, tough, instinctive linemen, they play forever.
Just like that.
Hey.
Let's go.
Your new blueprint. They're looking for you.
Yeah. That's it. Find you an AQ ship.
Is there a mound of man out there? You know what I mean? That just looks like a mountain that is going to be impossible to out leverage. They're finding that out on Takedown Tuesdays in some rich guy's basement in Phoenix right now. I mean,
preferably a better putter. Hey,
did you see me throw today?
DJ, he threw a strike today.
Dart.
Top left. Yeah, it was incredible.
First one.
I can't say anything. I had a bad showing in that room. Bad showing.
Well, you stepped on a line. That was the.
Well, in the first jumper, you didn't take your jacket off, even though we told you
that
to.
Was bad.
Yeah, it was tough. Hey, you made a shot.
I took coaching. I took good coaching.
Yeah.
It was controversial. The make was controversial because your foot was on the line, but the celebration was still real. We were happy for you. You made a shot. That's going to be good.
Help the people.
Hey, we'll watch you all weekend, pal. We can't thank you enough.
You guys are the best, man. Let's circle up afterwards and we can talk about how crazy this night was.
Hell yeah, let's do that. We'd be honored. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Jeremiah.
Yeah, DJ.
You made it sound like you had a personal attack from me.
No, that was wild.
Did he not?
This is what I want to know.
Daniel said, I didn't even fucking, what are you talking about? I was the area scout, Southeast. This dude wants to say, what do you want from me?
Stood up for you.
I just want to know, whenever these scouts, whenever these analysts, when everybody watches tape, why they can't let their eyes just fucking tell the story. That's all I want to know.
Yeah,
I want
but
to know if
the reason why you want to
watching.
say that is because you said, literally, before we go on there, I go, I
got a question for him.
Yeah, I said, you're going to ask this guy something? You go, I got a question for him. I'm just going to ask him if he actually watches the film or not, and why can't we just trust him? I'm like, Jesus, what's that? He's like, short arms. He said I had short arms. And I'm like, so move the stick.
It wasn't just him. Everybody did.
But then he makes a reference to it immediately. Like, oh, he remembers Barry and AQ. Like, I thought that he had no idea who the fuck you were.
No.
So you're just blaming him for what everybody else said?
He was with the Eagles when I was there.
He knew who he was. Now he does.
Exactly who I was.
What's wrong with short arms? If you're playing guard or center, I don't care if you have short arms. That means
Thank you, AJ. Thank you.
Your punch is serious. If all you have to do is look at your head, AQ. Like, I don't care. This guy can play with no arms. He'll be all right.
Well, that's what they were saying with
that was his
the
move.
length of his arms. They said this guy's basically playing with no arms. Imagine they would say if this guy had
think how hard his head. Didn't you win the Remington? Think how hard his head must be if he's playing with no
arms, just head. He was kickoff return wedge too. So I mean, a lot of no
Back
arms.
when there was a wedge.
Yeah,
there was a real wedge.
Yeah, absolute dog.
Real wedge.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Has not seen the movie Concussion. Will not see the movie Concussion.
No way.
Let me know how it is.
But those of us close to him say, hey, Godspeed, pal. He was a fullback for a little bit as well. And it was like, all right, run your face into this guy's face right. Run your face into this guy's face left.
Yes, coach.
And he's 330, 310, whatever it was, coming through the hole. Athlete.
D lineman, too. 2 sacks in Orange Bowl.
A multi-sport athlete.
Hall of Famer in Western Pennsylvania.
Boom.
That guy. Right there.
Guy can shoot a basketball.
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Can't putt, though.
I
That's what
would've.
DJ said.
No.
I thought it.
Dog.
Look at that hair.
Oh, here we go.
Absolute dog.
Look at that shirt.
Is that sunning in your hair or what?
No, that was when I had hair.
Joe
Lost about
loves
a year
you.
and a half later.
Look how happy Joe is.
Look
He
at
fucking
Joe.
loves you.
What did Joe say here if you had to guess, AQ?
I got longer arms than you.
That's probably what. Look, they are.
They are.
They are.
There's something fishy going on
Yeah, he
here,
actually said,
AQ.
AQ, I have something I need to tell you, but I fucking
Jesus.
can't tell you.
Joe,
Nebraska.
AQ,
It's not good.
I'm going to tell you something you can't tell anybody, okay, outside this building. We've already let too much out. When you go in the showers down there.
Just wear a bathing suit.
Just wear.
Hey, now you know what's going on.
Hey, bro, that was crazy that happened.
Yeah,
Legit.
still is.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Just from somebody that's from that area of people that go there, like such an institution.
Yeah.
Like Penn State is like institution. That was very, but not the only school. Like there's a lot of shit coming out from a lot of places. It's like, what?
How is
this even happening? But it feels like we're at a point now where, feels like, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for sure. In different situations, but like the Baylor suspension was pretty nuts too, with all the stuff that went on there.
Michigan State.
Oh
Shit's
my
coming
God.
out of Ohio State allegedly.
Yeah.
No offense.
No
From
offense.
back in the day, the wrestling guy, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many of these
terrible.
stories coming out that I'm like, man, you never, because you hold institutions, these universities, in such high regard. It's like people are going there to learn how to operate. You are like, and then you hear some of these stories. It's like, hopefully nobody's learning that. I mean,
Yeah, what the hell?
We like people to skip that particular.
How come their linebackers are so good?
And you guys.
Then you got it.
What was it? It was right whenever like you were in the middle of that whole era almost. Like it happened before you.
Happened before, and then.
But
all
the trouble era.
And then all the stuff happened after I left, so I kind of.
When did it all
hit the
happen? When did
window?
he get booted? When did it all come out and he ended up leaving?
Well, it came out like 20 years later.
01, I think. AJ was his last year coach.
Was it?
Oh.
Yeah, but it didn't come out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Big Jer? I'm talking Joe Pa. When did?
Oh yeah,
Joe
so
Pa
that 12, 2012.
That's what I call him, Big Jer.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
He recruited you, AJ?
Terrible things. Terrible things.
I did recruit AJ.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to the 500 phone lines here. Who's this? Is that AQ? Holy shit, that's in the shipyard.
Old school right there.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
Look like Phil Kessel.
Kidding
Yeah,
me?
you got a
Look at
lot
your
of Phil
calves.
Kessel in you.
bro, he's still got those calves, man. He's just not allowed to hit anybody, remember, because of the thing.
Look at those feet.
He's an athlete.
Sweet feet.
Should have been number
You
one.
got a lot
overall.
quicker when you shaved your head.
Sweet feet.
Let's go.
Aerodynamic
Let's go.
bios.
Hey, shout out to Nick Scroggins on Twitter who has pieced this together and sent this to us.
Athlete.
AQ vibing, obviously, in the back. He should be proud of what he's doing with those cones.
I mean, that's one of the best drills I've ever seen in my life.
Hell yeah.
It's scary. It's scary to think of that coming at you.
Hey, wait till we're going to get to see some of that tonight.
Let's go.
AQ's a dog, dude.
Oh, yes. Okay.
We're going to get to see some of that tonight.
Watch the neck.
Watch. Well, bro, he's been a part of Takedown Tuesdays. You heard me
Jay coming?
No.
Is Jay coming? Are they going to put a mat out and they're going to roll?
Bro, I got a text from Jay the other day. I just realized. I seen it when I scrolled back through. Just like the Lefko issue, I'm a terrible human. I'm a bad person, okay? I'm a bad person. I apologize. It's hard for me to read every single one because I feel obligated to have full convo. How's it going? And then with wife being pregnant in life the way it is, it's like I don't have time to dive into full conversations with everybody. Yeah, it's not cool. I hope to not be like this forever. I would like to maybe get into conversations again with friends of mine and stuff like that, which I do, but not every human I've ever met. Jay Glazer sent me one out of nowhere. It was great seeing his name on my phone.
He's the best.
Jay Glazer popped up in I didn't see it till like 2 days later. Well, I saw it this morning. He sent me a text a couple of days later. I was scrolling back to find somebody. I see Jay Glazer. I'm like, holy shit. He was in a jungle for a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, hanging out, just taking Thailand. Was it?
Thailand. He was fighting in the jungle. I was following along.
That's crazy.
Posting
Was he at
highlight
Mike
videos.
Swick's place? Did he go to Mike Swick's place, AQ?
I don't know, but when he goes over there, that's what he does the whole month. It's just train.
Really?
And just get away.
Yeah, allegedly.
Didn't he just get surgery?
Back, right? Yeah,
No,
back.
no,
yeah,
no.
I think he did. I think you're right.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to make he's all right. Post
I
the
think
pictures.
you're right. I think he did get back.
Life is tough. Yeah.
I'm not so sure Jay Glazer isn't in like the CIA. And he's everywhere basically doing recon for the United States.
There's a chance, yeah, you're right, because he has to post those videos from
Exactly.
Thailand, does the location drop. I'm in fuck it,
Bingo.
he's doing the whole thing.
Little do we know.
Here I am, bang. But really, he's not.
He's in Shanghai,
think you
China.
might be on to something here.
At the embassy.
There's a chance. And by the
He
way,
didn't get surgery either. He just fake
Bingo.
hospital picture, kind of like your boy. It wasn't a fake picture from Elias or whoever it was. but
Ezekiel
it was-
prick.
It was to throw people off because he is killing people for the government.
Chris Angel was really in the hospital, AJ.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Is he okay?
I saw Chris Angel doing jiu-jitsu. That scared me. I do not want to.
That's what Takedown Tuesday's like in this guy's basement that AQ's doing every single week.
Man, if Chris Angel showed up tonight, I could die a happy man.
Me
He
too.
was on the draft spectacular.
Whoa, fuck! Let's not put that out there,
hold
because we got
on.
some big stuff. We don't have Chris Angel.
Yeah.
We don't have Chris
If
Angel.
he takes your legs and removes them from your body and flips you around a few times, I can say my life is complete.
What if Chris Angel walks his ass right up here? Okay,
Oh,
and he goes,
no.
Pat, sit down. And I
I
sit
shouldn't
down.
do this. You're getting me excited. Like,
He
I don't
takes
like
my
to
legs
record
off
something like
on my torso, the flat side. He puts on the draft pick, turns it to the screen,
Yeah.
and goes, the next pick is Mind Freak, and then puts that shit back on me, and then we both walk off. I mean, that would be, you're
All
right.
time.
That would be the fifth annual.
Yeah.
Fifth annual
Something to look forward
draft
to.
spectacular.
Can't wait.
I'm happy we're brainstorming now. You're
He
influencing.
he comes in, he takes your legs off, and he's like, "Hey, watch this next pick." Next pick goes up. It's some big D lineman. He's walking with his torso and your legs on the TV, and you're like, "Wait a second, how does this work?"
Well, it's Chris Angel. Even better, we can do a little nostalgia trip. He's going to come and he's going to take your arms off of your body.
Ooh.
And he's going to put them on AQ's body. And they're going to say, AQ, you would have been first rounder with these arms. And it'll be a big celebration. Okay, that's next year. We got a lot of plans.
Yeah, we do.
Start
Who's going to float above? Who's he going to float up in the air like he did Shaq?
Oh, that's
probably the whole Thunderdome.
No, we should have him float above Ezekiel.
All right, let's get to the phones.
Him and
Probably
Elias.
maybe
at the same time.
WWE Superstar Edge.
Maybe.
Almost.
Maybe. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Travis in Connecticut on the 5 Energy phone line. Travis, what's going on, pal?
What's going on, boys? How you doing?
Keep it moving. Respect.
Happy draft day. I just wanted to get a question for you guys. I wanted to see where you guys think Bijan Robinson's going to go, and why is it the Dallas Cowboys?
You a Cowboys fan up there in Connecticut?
Right.
Die hard, and a Texas hockey fan, baby.
Oh, okay. Well, Texas hockey's going to be run out of the playoffs. We know that's going to happen.
Get outta here.
Do you have a basketball team or no?
The Mavericks. They got ruined by Kyrie.
Okay, so are you from Dallas? Your parents from Dallas, or you just fell in love? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, enjoy Connecticut, dude.
No.
See.
All right.
Even he knows Connecticut sucks.
He hates places. He's from Dallas.
It does. You know it.
He went to UConn, bro.
Yeah, well,
He's a Husky
what is
legend.
Yeah, why didn't you go back? Because it sucks.
Right.
Why are you so rude?
I'm not rude. It's just true.
People say UConn, not UConn, but Connecticut as a whole. And now, granted, we're around him, his friends.
You couldn't get nobody else to pay you besides Connecticut?
What's that all about?
Great experience. Loved it.
You had NIL up there?
Absolutely not.
Well, no, D-Butt said he saw Dan Orlovsky walking around in the locker room.
All right, let's go to the
just thawing out. He was like, I got to play on the same team as
We
that
hope
guy.
Bijan gets drafted. Is that right? Is that what happened?
On your recruiting visit?
We don't know if that's the case. We do not think that
I
is true.
fucked it up anyways.
We don't know
I
if that's
had.
true.
I dropped it.
Anyways, we have no idea where Bijan's going. We assume earlier than everybody's expecting because everybody's calling him like the perfect guy.
Unbelievable.
He's a weapon. I can't wait to see what team he ends up on. If we take him to the Colts at 4 and he makes 2 first downs next year, we did it.
Winner.
If we had a weapon on our team, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That would be.
Not including Minshew.
Minshew, we believe, is going to be the backup quarterback. I thought you were going to say Jelani Woods.
Got JT. JT will be healthy next year.
Hell yeah, and the offensive line is going to be back, right?
Yeah.
Shane Steichen.
There was no confidence with that.
Zero.
Shane Steichen knows O-line play.
We'll see.
What's your problem?
Y'all be good or not?
They better be better than they were last.
They were bad last year. It was a bad brand of football.
What happened last year? Were they not healthy or what? Like what happened?
I don't even know who the fuck they were sliding to. I don't even think they knew who they were sliding to.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
What are you talking about? The Indianapolis Colts?
Is that coaching or is that?
I think it was probably a little bit of both.
You don't know what you're talking about. The film doesn't tell the whole story.
Yeah. Just unblocked guys on a rip protection. That sounds cool.
Well, you had Matt Ryan. He
Keep
couldn't
moving.
even run out of the pocket with the big-ass knee braces he had on.
Yeah, he actually, that's
God
real deal.
almighty. It's like he was fucking running in slow motion.
Forrest Gump. You know that scene, Forrest Gump, coming out of the driveway?
Them braces don't hurt when y'all wear those shits.
I never wore them because of that. They were,
You see
they
him
were
on those
terrible.
cones? He ain't never wearing those, those things.
You had to
Used to
wear
wear braces. No, I didn't have to wear them in college.
Oh, okay. All our linemen had to wear
I know. And then everybody gets rid of them as soon as they get to the league.
Phil Rivers had this much tape on each side of his ankle. It was an ice skate. He was putting on an ice skate when he was going out there. Then Matt Ryan, same thing.
Yep.
But he was from knee all the way down.
Yeah, exactly. Extended snow boots.
But I didn't even know Matt Ryan had no shot. They were shifting to nobody. You guys were coming scot-free. Matt Ryan,
It was
little thinner.
tough to watch.
Getting killed. They stunk. What we're saying is Bijan could go anywhere, and I think everybody would be pumped about it.
On the Colts, too, there was that one time Saturday was jogging off the field and he almost ran over to the suite to grab like a hot dog in the middle of the game.
No, I think he wanted to jump in the suite and pretend like he wasn't the coach anymore. He just wanted to blend in.
We had the lead in that game.
Yes, and
he said hello. That's what he said.
And did you have the lead at the end of the game?
I think it was the Washington game. We would go on to lose that game last drive. Scary Terry McLaurin would catch a 70-yard bomb, and then we would just kind of waltz it in.
Here, he's ready. He's coming over. Oh, there he is. I'm going to come get a hot dog. Never mind. I got to go.
He didn't want to hit that lady. That security lady's been there since I've been there. She's a great woman. I should know her name. I do not. I'm a bad guy. All right. Listen, the Colts are going to be better off. Let's go to Colin in Chicago. Colin in Chicago, what's going on, pal?
How's it going?
Keep it going.
Unlike that last stooge who called Bijan Robinson to go to the Bears on FanDuel's at plus 1,500. Other books have it at plus 500. So I'm actually curious where you guys think Big Mike and the Cowboys are going to go with the pick.
Okay, so I think he was talking about
what the hell?
He's talking about Chicago to the Bears. Bijan Robinson, topic of conversation. Seems like everybody wants him.
Yeah, and if he's a Camara, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara was thrown out there about him. I mean, that's incredible. Let's go to Roger in West Virginia on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Raj?
How you doing? Keep it moving. Yes, I was just wondering if West Virginia, or if you and Pac was going to come to West Virginia when they beat the dog shit out of that shit-eating school in Pittsburgh.
Hell yeah, Roger.
I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, I assume we'll be there.
I love the backyard.
I assume we'll be there. Happy it's back. It's in Morgantown. I did not know the date when somebody presented it to me. Remember that?
Kenny, was it?
Was that last year or this year?
Kenny was definitely last year.
Yeah, it was Kenny last year.
Yeah, he just said, like, I'll see you some date. And it was like, really? I don't think so.
So I think you guys talked about it the second time he came on again.
Down in Morgantown that we're going to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
It's a party, baby.
What day of the week is it?
I don't know. We'll figure it out, Pat.
Last year was a Thursday. That's the only worry.
It's going to be
Not
tough.
always Thursday? No, what?
It was Thursday last week.
Yeah, it was the first game of the year, pretty much.
Yeah, first game of the year. Was it always Thursday?
I think it was Thursday, yeah. You were running around on the field.
Yeah.
It used to be the day after Thanksgiving for a couple years. Yeah.
Backyard ball.
That was awesome.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
go watch a blowout.
September 16th, obviously. 2023.
The season starts on the 9th, I think. So that might be a Thursday.
This is week 3 because they open them with Penn State and then they lose it to Duquesne
We're
and
not
then they
fucking
play Pitt.
losing.
Who opens with Penn State?
We do.
September 16th is a Saturday.
Oh. Hey, buddy.
Tough.
Hey, buddy.
Tough.
Hey.
Tough game.
Hey.
Penn State's gonna be top 5.
Is that the song you guys play? Wait. Yeah, West Virginia's going to eat that like this.
Just gonna eat it.
Yeah, we're going to go 1-0.
Perfect.
That's what we're doing. We're going into Happy Valley to make everybody sad.
It's in Penn State.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you guys are doing
Yeah, you guys are fireworks. It's a whole fucking display.
We're not worried about it. Daytime fireworks. You think it's going to be a night game? No way.
We haven't seen that. We've got fireworks downtown. We burn couches and shit on fire.
Boom. Those aren't even planned, pal.
Yeah,
Those coming out of nowhere. Oh, somebody accidentally left a little gas.
In front of how many fans? 50,000? Double that motherfucker.
Double that. After 75,000, you don't know the difference. That's what I've been told by people.
You guys we just know the whole town is going to be there when we play.
Boom. The whole state is going to be in town whenever West Virginia's playing. Yeah, we got Penn State right there, September 2nd. Then Duquesne.
Good schedule for West Virginia.
No Dukes.
We're going 2-0, certainly leading into the backyard brawl. We're going 3-0.
Very tough.
Texas Tech, no shot.
Tough schedule.
BYU.
Oh yeah, they're going.
They got no easy games.
FBI is predicting what 2 and 10.
Yeah, 2-10 is what everybody's
What
saying.
2 wins? What 2 wins do they have?
Penn State and Duquesne.
They full of shit, AJ.
Taking over Pennsylvania.
Hey, 2-10, and you got the next, Nick
It's a
Saban
brutal
coming in to
schedule,
coach.
though. There are no cupcakes anywhere.
Yeah,
Zero.
That's what you want. That's what you sign up for when you go to West Virginia.
Unless you go 0-12.
National TV game.
Whoa, AJ!
TCU
I'm
did
not
it.
saying they will. I'm saying no coach wants to have this schedule in college football.
I just want to let you know, we want it.
Let's go.
That's what we want.
Good.
Mountain
We
Dew.
I get it.
thrive
That's
where
how you
others
become the
struggle.
best. I like it.
Bingo. That's the recruiting. Hey, we don't got any easy games. Okay? Yeah, everybody's hard.
Yeah.
That's West Virginia football.
Yes.
Okay, we got to be harder. We cannot go over this season.
Glass eaters.
Cannot.
1-11, Duquesne. See you tomorrow.
No fucking way we're going one. What's the odds?
That's their way to get rid
Can we
of their
bet on
coach.
this?
That's literally a way to get rid of their coach right there.
You think they stacked the fucking schedule?
Stack the schedule and get rid of them.
Yes.
He's been there 6 years, dude.
We got 2 open days. Let's schedule Penn State and BYU. Sounds
what
like
you
a good
said?
one.
What do you say? Lose all the games, get the first round pick. What are you trying to say right here?
Coach Neil Brown's like, well, we got Duquesne, right? Can we get a couple more of those? we can find a lot of those Duquesnes around.
Coach Neil
We get
Brown.
IUP in there? What's that?
Coach Neil Brown's a fucking mark.
Whoa!
Sorry, he
Whoa.
is.
Hey.
I'll say it to you too. And the best thing that West Virginia football can do this year is to lose every game by 50 and to get in a whole new regime.
Whoa!
And start recruiting their asses off. Okay.
I trust the climb.
Yeah, I don't have a college football team. I want it to be West Virginia, but not this year.
It's gonna be it. Hold the rope, Pat. Hold the rope. Pull the rope. What it used to be? Pull the rope. Hold
See, we don't even know the motto because they don't have
No,
one
that's
right
Rich
now.
Rodriguez. Hold the
Trust
rope.
the climb.
Listen, whenever there's somebody hanging over the cliff and you got a rope to save them, everybody needs to hold the goddamn rope.
Look, man. Look at my boy. Like, we
That's
get
your
their
boy?
ass.
Dude, he's a dog, bro.
That guy's a dog?
That guy's a dog, bro.
Dog.
Let's be real here for a second.
He is.
We need someone new. We all know it.
We need Rich Rod.
That would be great.
Rich Rod,
Bring him back.
Can you imagine?
Why not
Rich Rod
Saban?
back
Bro,
in
Rich
more of
Rod
the time?
walking back in there.
All right, motherfuckers, everything has changed.
Bam. It would
Boom.
be the Stone Cold Steve Austin glass break, him walking into that building.
Be
honestly.
sweet.
But I don't know how it would play out. I assume they'd win because that's what Rich Rodriguez does. He's at Jacksonville State. But I also think Neil Brown's got something for you.
Trust the climb, baby.
He's got something for you.
All right, year 6. You know what they say. When coaches struggle to open their first 5 years, that 6th year, they fucking take off.
Well, he's got Blaine Stewart coaching for him now.
Yeah.
That is a game changer.
Love you, Blaine.
Love you, Blaine. Shout out Coach
Love you, Blaine.
Shout out Coach Blaine.
And Coach Blaine, if you guys don't win every game, we're disappointed in you.
Yeah.
But that is expected, so we'll get over it quickly.
You make Blaine the head coach.
Speaking of people we're not disappointed in, we have somebody in our office that tried to dive into the mock draft game last year, and he said he was going to do good. He came in dead last. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, it was too much.
Only up from there.
We offered him $10,000 if he was be in the top 3 of the mock drafters. This year, we're going to make it more difficult. Got to be in the top 2 of the mock drafters. We have a point system. Tone, what was the point system that we decided upon?
Point system is you get 2 points if you predict the player going to the correct team and the correct pick. So that's 2 points if you have the player going in the correct round for tonight. So if you have a
Spot.
player going in there. That's 5 points to predict a trade player. That's what we did last year. So
yeah, so we keep scores and accurate scoring. Obviously, it's not fair because Mid has different insiders than everybody else. Mid has really none of them.
Yeah.
He's just reading what everybody else is saying. He gives his best effort. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a man to come on and present his final mock draft, something that could win him $10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the man that answers the 500 phone lines. He's a producer for Hammer Dahn. He's the son of a special teams coordinator. Let's go. It is PMI Mitt's time to live.
Sticks over there.
Here you go, Mitt.
Let's go, Mitt.
Here you go, Mitt.
Your time, Mitt. Your time, Mitt.
Here we go. Which camera am I on?
Oh,
right
there we
here.
go.
Let's
Find
go.
the camera.
All right, and let's get the big board up here. That's me.
Boom.
And then we'll start here with the first overall pick. I have obviously Bryce Young,
There
just
we go.
like
Hey.
everybody
Here we go.
else.
Here we go, Mitt.
Everybody else, it seems like the consensus, the draft really starts here at number 2. I have Will Anderson getting taken.
Ooh.
I think they're skipping on a quarterback right here, and they're going to take who they see as the number 1 player available, change their defense. This dude has been nothing but a production machine at Alabama.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, why the fuck wouldn't you take him? And then here at 3, I mean, there's a lot of talk about maybe they trade back, maybe they go and get a tackle. I know Kyler Murray wants Paris Johnson, but I mean, I'm not going to listen to somebody that you had to write a film clause in their contract for. Trading somebody else's film. That's personally just me. I am going to go with a defensive game changer. Their defense gave up 26.4 points last year.
Shit.
Now, is that fucking good?
No.
So go and get somebody. I wasn't trying to take a shot here, but go and get somebody that can change your defense, change your team, get Kyler Murray back on the field on 3rd down.
Yeah, love that.
Now here we go.
Yes.
The Colts. We got an owner here.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Owner here in the city who's been pretty vocal about wanting a quarterback. I think C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in this draft, the best player in this draft, has been the best player in college football the last 2 years. I think he's going to be an absolute dog here in Indy. And then here at 5, I have my big swing here. I'm kind of going for the home run hit here.
Hey, let it swing.
Yeah, swing it.
Swing it. Hey, swing that thing.
We haven't heard this guy's name since his pro day when he hit the roof. Anthony Richardson, he was being talked as potentially the number 1 overall pick. Haven't heard his name being said since, but he has been having great interviews, specifically with one coach in general, that he came out and said that it just felt different leaving the building. That was Pete Carroll. And I think they take a big swing here, take their quarterback of the future, pass on Jalen Carter, who a lot of people were saying before the draft process started, he was the number 1 player in the class. I have him falling all the way down to 6. The Lions see him and they say, we can't pass up on this dog. They could take a corner. They could, but this guy, too good.
Love it.
Too good a tape.
Let's go,
Just
Fox.
too good of a player to pass up. And
Congrats,
now here is
Foxy.
another
Thank
big
you.
swing here. Congrats, Foxy. You got a dog.
That's huge.
Now another big swing here. I think the Texans are really going to end up moving up and going and getting a quarterback. They have that 12th pick. They could stick there and wait, see who falls. But I think they like Will Levis. I think they're going to want to go up and get their guy. I know that the Raiders, they had a lot of struggle on defense last year. They definitely could use Witherspoon. They definitely could use a Gonzalez. But they're seeing all of these premier pass rushers drop or go. So they're just going to drop all the way down to 12. Maybe get another second, another third, get more players that can help out Jimmy G, skip out on taking a quarterback this year, and then the Texans move up and get their guy, jump the Falcons, who they need help on defense too.
Number 1 corner out, Devin Witherspoon and Mid Small.
Let's go, man.
And also, I mean, I was thinking it was Christian Gonzalez for a little bit, but then I saw a tweet from somebody that, Jay knows. And Jay said that Devin Witherspoon has been flying up draft boards.
That's
and
right.
I just think they're taking a corner here. So we got Devin Witherspoon going. And then to help out Justin Fields, we got
And DJ Moore.
And DJ Moore. We got Dub Bears, who traded down from number 1, sticking with their guy, Justin Fields. I think they're going to go with one of his old college teammates, Paris Johnson Jr.,
Make a lot of sense.
to protect his left or right side. Not sure if he's going to be playing left or right tackle, but he's athletic enough to play both. And then Bijan Robinson.
Wow.
The most intriguing player in the draft, in my opinion. Everybody has this guy as a blue chip player, but he's a running back. Running back's been a pretty devalued position in the NFL the last couple of years. You can look at the contract numbers. But he plays it all, and I just don't see him falling out of the top 10. This just seems like the perfect fit. I don't know. There's no way any of this could be completely wrong.
No, could be wrong. You did all 32?
I did not do that.
Okay, good. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's go. I can't wait. Mitt, I think you're going to do great. Nobody seems to have a clue about this, so you might as well throw your hat into the ring.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
We're proud of you. 10 grand, you're in the top 2.
Let's go. Nobody knows shit about the draft.
10 or all 32?
I don't know. That's interesting. We should talk about that.
Yeah.
You got to figure that one out.
Top 20.
What did we do last year?
Yeah, he's
32
last year.
Yeah, you got to figure that out. You got hours? You got a few hours?
Yeah, you got time.
That's it, man.
That's a great start. That's all the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Proud of you, Mitt.
Good job, man.
Good shit, man.
Turn that mic off, man.
All right, Mitt. Probably gonna need that mic back at some point, Mitt.
Yeah, let's put it back here, man.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's enjoy the hell out of tonight. We'll be live at 7:35 Eastern Standard Time with the most recent Foxy flick, breaking down last year, recapping last year's Super Bowl vlog, and then we'll jump right into the next draft class. The next generation of NFLers will be decided and started to be decided tonight. We cannot wait, AJ. Thank you for the post. We can't wait to see what you're dressing like tonight. To all the boys, let's fucking kill it.
Come on.
This is a big time night.
Huge night.
And to the fans, we're giving away $100 grand. It should be a good time. Watch NFL Network, watch ESPN, watch ABC, whatever you want. Just put us right there in your hand. We're going to be going bananas tonight. And there's going to be some absurd shit that's going to take place. All the while, breaking down some real shit in this draft, making people smarter. That's what we try to do while having a good time. You're the greatest humans on earth for allowing us to do this every day. Big shout out to Daniel Jeremiah, Peter Schrager, Rich Eisen, and hopefully our guy Ty is healthy enough to make it for this evening. AJ, we'll see you in a bit. Be nice to each other, you know? That'd be a cool thing.
Yeah.
Just be a friend, tell a friend like something nice. Could change your entire day. You have no idea what they're going through. Might have woke up feeling like shit. And all of a sudden you say, hey, nice face today, pal. And then just keep it moving. Like, hey, not bad. Maybe I do have a good face. So you can say something nice that can change somebody's life. Go ahead and do that, and we'll see you tonight. Goodbye.